Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Just spilled wine everywhere while I was trying to pour that while the intro played.
Should
So
I?
Moment.
Yes, she will join us very shortly. Should I put the link in for Schmockcast?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Hello. Yes, Rachel's okay. Vera, she's okay.
I'm fine. Thank you so much for asking. I'm okay.
Syl and I had a talk with her last night.
I handled it.
Yes, you handled it fine.
They had nothing to worry about. I know I have you all fooled. I like to be underestimated.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, we're pretty good. We thought it was a good episode. We have some critiques.
Yes.
Critiques.
Hey,
Hi,
May. Hi, Rock. Hi, Kato.
Kat says she always believes in you, so at least someone did.
Thank you. That means so much.
Rachel and the multitudes of Lucy.
Hello. That's the best compliment. Oh my god, I need
a great compliment.
I need that screenshotted and
screenshot it. Are you screenshotting it? Do it before I move it.
Hold on.
Like, we don't know where Vera is 80% of the time. I can get her to just say it again.
I know, I don't screenshot things well.
Oh my god, do you want me to snip it?
I did it. Thank you very much.
Anne, why do you sound like that?
You want to know why? Because my microphone is all the way over there.
Oh.
Okay, if you're like, wow, Han seems dumber than usual, it's because I'm about halfway through a bottle of wine.
I am too, actually. I just opened this, ma'am.
Have one. It's itty bitty, and I'm just about to open it. So
tiny.
This is going to be a live stream. I'm telling you, this is going to be some sort of live stream.
Tiny.
It's going to be a thing.
I can't.
Right. Where should we start? You know what I didn't do today? Again?
What?
A Patreon poll.
Oops.
Sorry.
I think we're excused. I mean, we had a lot
we
going
have so
on
much to
earlier
talk about
today.
We can do another live stream and we will ask our Patreon buddies.
Do you want us to start by talking about all of the very good things or talking about the things that we are
about?
Meh about.
This is our poll. This is our official
poll.
Do you want good first or bad first? Not bad.
Discord,
but like good or like less good.
In our Discord? No.
What?
No.
We have not seen anything yet.
No Discord in our Discord.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Rock says talk about bad first.
Talk about bad first.
It's
not bad.
Less good.
It's just less good.
Yeah.
I don't see
out of breath. Christian says bad first.
Okay, I don't see anything alarming from Discord, so I don't know. Someone DM me on Discord if with a TLDR if I need to know something. Okay, so critiques.
Yes. Critique. Yes, that is a good word. Thank you, Shadow.
While I appreciate that Eddie is back in LA.
Hooray! Yay.
I would have loved to see him choose it. And while I think he did still choose it because like Chimney could not make him. It was off screen again.
The theme of this season.
I would have really appreciated seeing him and Buck have a conversation that led to Buck looking for other places, unless Buck did it without talking to him first.
Which I mean that's surprised about.
Who knows?
Wait, hold on. Pause there. So maybe they are roommates, but Buck is secretly looking for another place. Eddie doesn't know. So
which I would love.
I would love that too, because that continues the theme.
I've read that fic several times.
Yeah, Meg says that tracks for Buck because it would continue that theme of them like not talking about
where the fuck is Meg at?
TikTok.
Why is she there where I can't see her?
Because she wants to talk to me.
She hates me.
Okay. I can only look at YouTube comments, and that's only if you even put
YouTube
it
and Twitter
on the thing.
Right. So yes. While Eddie on screen good, Eddie choosing to go and be with his team also good.
Yeah.
Eddie looking super fine, super confident.
We said we were going to do the
pretty.
critiques first. That is not a critique.
Okay,
Listen,
I'm sorry.
while all of that was good, I needed more. I needed more of him making decisions. I needed more of him having a storyline that wasn't just like something that basically happens to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I needed any sort of resolution to Buck's storyline. That was just nothing. Yeah. Any sort of Buck and Eddie conversation also would have been.
Yeah, we really thought we were gonna get Buddie trapped, and we were so close.
And I think we were so close. So maybe
close.
that's the opening emergency for 9. Maybe
because
if they do Athena again, like kind of what I said earlier to these two, I was like, who's gonna be her scene partner? Like. She doesn't have one anymore.
Well,
unless
I think
if
they bring back Graham.
Yeah, I do like him. But
I think he's really fun.
Yeah.
Who?
Graham
Cart
kid.
I forgot he had a name. I will understand.
The entire time.
My brain prioritizes information, and that was not a priority.
I
do think that there is, if he does show up and becomes like a proby paramedic or something, that is, they set that up, because I think Chimney is going to be captain, and they're going to need another paramedic. So either they're going to have Eddie step up, but we already know that Eddie and Hen don't work really well together.
That'll be interesting.
Or they'll have Ravi train, or they could bring in another person. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
so it jumbles some stuff up a little bit. Kato says, and I think, okay, so maybe this is the elephant in the room. Kato over on Instagram is like, they were giving too much promotional videos talking about Buddie to not have anything in the finale. That is kind of the elephant in the room. I can't disagree. I wouldn't go as far to say as it's queer baiting, because I know that's going to be what people are saying, and I don't think it is, because I think it's
not even the definition of queer baiting.
No, it's getting the train moving.
Yeah.
So like, we're not done with that story yet. It's quite literally like at its beginning.
How I'm looking at it too is that they did all of this not just because they wanted you to watch the finale, but they wanted the promo is for the GA. Like the stuff that's going on national television that's not really for us. Like, yeah, but they know we're going to tune in. It's to get eyes to tune in who aren't already guaranteed. So I really think that this was to like, and I think Syl or Rach, one of you
I said it so that the idea is planted and
in their
head. The idea marinates over. Yes. And I know that's kind of like weird to say because it is a couple months in between. So like people can forget, but they can go back strong when they open. Well, not when they open, but when they come back. So like
promo again.
So it's not like so out of. So it's like not so out of nowhere. So like they can be like, oh yeah, they did talk about this like a couple.
So they don't have to start building it up all over again, like the stuff they did this season. Like I feel like if they didn't keep it fresh in the audience's mind, that they would have to kind of start a lot of that over again to like build that groundwork. So at least with this, it's like keeping it fresh in the audience's mind. So it's letting the audience know this is where things are going. It's also letting us know we're still going there.
It's funny because the PR from this week is doing exactly what Maddie's conversation with Buck is doing for the GA. It's like, would it be so crazy? Asking the GA, would it be so crazy? So like that it's kind of like on a meta level. Allie says everyone's hair is serving ours. Or in the show, because like in the show, yes. No, I don't know which one you meant. I'm gonna take it as a compliment, but also like
I mean, because
in the show,
I'm like
correct.
staring at 2 pictures right now.
Oh, did they drop post-episode stills?
Yeah, I posted
stills?
2 of them. Oh yeah. They look really good, actually.
Okay, put it up in a second here. Meg said character development after Bobby dying isn't wasting time. It's what makes the show a good ensemble show.
Yes.
It's not the Buddy show, and they're getting the GA up to steam with Buddy. I'm so tired. Get it.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at anyone crashing out. I just feel like I'm gonna avoid social media.
I haven't looked at my timeline either.
No, I'm not gonna. Because here's the thing: is like that was a great episode. That was a great episode.
It was so
it's not
good.
the episode's fault that like it had to handle a lot of stuff that wasn't like timed out
super
well
like pertinent. Yeah.
For like 15 and 16.
I think the way we're going to like differentiate it is like it was a fantastic episode. Not sure it will be like the best finale. Episode because it had to pull so much weight or like shoulder so much weight that I'm not sure it succeeded as much in that way, but like it did in a lot of ways, just not all of the ways because of the swiftness of the Bobby storyline.
Carter says, I forget that straight characters can breathe in the same room and be love interests, whereas gay people require hella work. Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Anyway.
And yes, this was one of the options that we talked about, and it did seem that was what they were setting up.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I kind of love it, actually.
I think it's kind of
you perfect. Did not like.
No, I
like
love
how
it.
It was done.
I like how it was done.
I almost knocked it down. Okay,
it was not my favorite option when I was going through the options. I mean, it's everything's better than Bucket's Captain. So.
Oh, 100%.
I'm so glad.
No, I was told there was a Tumblr post that I read where they were kind of like analyzing each character and how they would be like if they would be captain or not or something like that. I don't really remember, but when I read the chimney part, I was sold. I was absolutely sold. Even though like I wanted Hen, but like I don't remember what convinced me that Hen wasn't gonna do it, but like I was really sold with Chimney because it's kind of like honoring Bobby's sacrifice and all of that. Oh man, I really
carrying on his legacy. I think that like the reason I was kind of against it is just because he hated it when he did it, but he has grown a lot since then.
Yeah, and I think at that point he was also just not wasn't ready for it. Like
comfortable.
Like he could have done it just fine. Yeah. Everyone else thought that he was ready enough, but he had to be ready like inside. And I do kind of like that is the way that he is kind of like stepping up and honoring Bobby for himself. I think that's really, I think that was done so beautifully.
And Meg says Chim really stepped up and convinced me this episode. Yeah, he brought me to tears. So, and then having Hen like Freudian slip call him Cap and then be like, I mean, Chim,
I loved that so much.
That was basically giving the blessing.
Unless this is what could happen, they'd actually try to put someone else because it's not like Chimney's officially captain.
No.
So there's the conflict of what they can do. They can introduce someone else and try to put them there. And it's probably someone bad. Like someone that I know we had Gerard, but it could be worse than Gerard. You know what I mean? It's for the drama.
But we just did that.
This
season.
Well, in the episode they said like, and we're ready for an actually good captain. So I think the tension there will be Chimney. Not so much that we saw in like season 2 with Chimney.
EJ, delete that.
No,
right now.
What
you did. Go to the corner and think about what you did.
So I don't think we'll see Chimney struggling with captainship the way that he did when he was interim Captain Han in season 2.
You don't let me read anything, Rachel.
I didn't want to put it on the screen. I was not.
I'm trying to keep talking while you're reading.
Yes, agreed, Meg. Agreed.
What?
So what was I trying to say?
I don't know.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Oh, Chimney, Captain, the tension. I think it will be less of him like not believing that he's good enough not believing that he's like not ready to be captain. I think it's him just like wanting to make sure that he is a good captain like Bobby. So like similar but slightly different tension.
I think what they might do with him is he might step up into interim captain and have him be like, "Oh, until Hen is ready, or until we find someone," and then like his journey is figuring out that he actually wants to do it.
I think that's what I got from this episode.
What do you mean?
But like, I think he realized like I think his speech was him kind of like realizing that maybe I could be the captain.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They still have to give him a storyline.
They do.
And they didn't make him captain, so they still has to be a storyline.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Because so far, Chimney's stuff has happened on screen, so.
Except Maddie's speed pregnancy.
Oh my God.
Boom, she had the baby. I think we were talking about that and we were all like, name him after Bobby. And I'm glad they did. That was perfect.
He would there because he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
No, we ignore timeline.
Yeah.
Timeline.
We have to because the writers do.
Otherwise, we would be arguing about the timeline all day, and that's not fun.
Agreed, Sammy. Robert Nashon.
Yeah, I think that was like the best option. It has like good flow.
What?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I did look at. Oh my God. I did look at the timeline and there's a tweet.
Oh, no.
It's the Destiel.
I love you.
The Destiel meme.
What's the second thing say?
We're technically more canon than Buddie. Are you sure though? At least. Are you sure though?
We're not starting
ship war.
No.
We're not starting discourse over a ship that we also ship that I have on my walls. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm staring at my supernatural photo ops. Like,
I have my like Dean Cast Funko Pops somewhere.
Yeah,
I really would like 911 to do Funko Pops. Give me a bucket anyone.
I have a feeling they might nickname him Nash because calling him Bobby is gonna be
painful.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna call him Nash, and it's just such a cool name.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Your guess is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Your guess is as good as ours, Shadow. We don't know. Who knows?
I mean, it seemed like at that little montage at the end, which is also just like very 911 season finale sort of thing, that there was a little bit of a time jump there. Not a lot, because Maddie was very pregnant, but
hi.
Welcome.
You don't have to be nosy. This is a public live stream, so
yeah, so I think we might see like a little bit of a time jump, but just because they like that's what they normally do. I think they normally do like a 3-month time jump. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, it's just in tune or in sync with the year.
So maybe we're gonna get her calling him Bobby, and everyone else is gonna call him Nash.
That would be so cute. I want Athena to be like his godmother.
I just know no one's calling him Robert.
No. You can't call a baby Robert. That is an old.
Maybe they'll call him Robbie.
Name.
Can they call him Robbie?
Robbie would be cute, but then that would get confusing with Robbie. So
Robbie's not going to be
Robbie
at the Madney house 24/7.
No, but like if Buck's talking about his little nephew Robbie,
with
his new heavy rescue partner Robbie, that's gonna get confusing. So,
okay, how do we think the gymnastics are happening with the team dynamics? God this one
Are
strand
you having trouble?
Yes, it's always this like one part of my hair that doesn't want to go to the side. I think I fixed it. Okay.
No,
Okay.
Eddie's still gonna be paramedic. It's still gonna be with Hen, and I think Ravi and Buck are gonna be like. Oh no!
There's like, gee, Robert.
Nash is definitely cooler.
Yeah, Nash is definitely cooler.
Yeah, no, we're calling him Nash.
Okay,
we're gonna call him Nash.
Here's my looking directly into the camera at Tim Minear, who's totally watching again, which is after the live stream, after the live reaction. Not only do we need a Buck and Eddie opening emergency,
yes,
but you need to make Ravi a main, because I swear to fucking God, if that dumb cart becomes the main and Ravi is still not a main, I'm gonna do something drastic.
No, what's gonna happen, I think, is hold on, who said this? Senny, Captain Chim, Hen, and Paramedi. And that'll be interesting because it'll be like they're both with different partners and they kind of clashed a little bit. So that will actually, I think, be potentially very funny. But also, like, we got that scene with Eddie at Hen and Karen. So it might be a little different. You've got Buck and Ravi partners, but then that also opens up, if Ravi's a main, I think that does open up an opportunity to have like Cart Cop Kid be like a probie, not a main necessarily, but like a recurring guest, like sort of thing, like Ravi was. And that gives Ravi an opportunity then to kind of like not be the youngest anymore, and he can now be big brother. He can kind of haze him like Buck hazed him, and he can build on his confidence of like, I'm not like the greenest, the youngest anymore. Like he can build up some confidence. Also, Ravi begins, please. I don't care if it's season 9 or 10. It just has to happen. Please.
Yes.
So that's.
Why can't we have a?
I'm fine with that.
I mean, I would love it. I think we're just talking about Cart Cop because it seemed like they were really setting up.
They imprinted on him.
Who this guy was, and they fucking imprinted on him.
They did. Well, it's also like, it's interesting too, because like they all remembered Cart Cop Kid, Graham, and they didn't remember Archie from Invisible. So I think you could also, okay, I'm getting a little like, you could also like read into the aspect of like, they don't like, invisibility and like them really maybe with their experience of Bobby and everything, just like the importance of like seeing people. Right. So I don't know. That was, yeah, but
I guess he could still also be a rookie. I think Harley said Graham could also be a rookie. And I think that's what we were thinking before this episode. But because of like having him step up to do like paramedic-y things, we were like, oh, maybe they're setting him up for this.
Yeah. I think Chimney was also like, I don't know if it was because Chimney was like taking the lead, like in a captain-y way, or because it was just like, he was saying, really good job, sort of stuff, like very encouraging. And it seems like Graham just wants to do good. So if we see him again, I think he's absolutely going to be in some kind of like first responder role. So that's what I would think.
I would also be okay never seeing him again. To be clear,
that's fine.
I don't need to see him again. I'm just thinking of how the show works.
That's fine too. So, but I do think
I feel like the idea of him popping up randomly when Athena's out, I think it'd be kind of funny, and she's just exasperated, like she's gonna take that guy under her wing. But I don't really expect the first responder thing, to be honest. But I'd be surprised. I don't know.
Like, but I think project.
Yeah.
Like she needs a little like some direction, maybe some purpose and something like that. Also, where's Athena gonna live? Because that made me so sad. Maybe Athena and Buck can be roomies. That would be
The
Now
look
that would be
that
an odd
Still and I are
couple.
both giving you.
Rachel, I need you to take a step back.
No, that wasn't a
You go.
serious
EJ can come
thought.
out of the corner now. You go.
Wow. Thanks.
I do get her not wanting to live there. I do, Meg.
I get it. I get it, but
people
it
are
was like,
typing
it's
so
such a
fast.
beautiful house. I want to live
But
there.
it's an empty house,
It's
and
an
it's
empty
almost
house.
hospital. It's almost like too clinical too. Now that there's
Yeah.
literally nothing in there.
No
It's
home
too
memories,
white. There's
anything.
no. It's too white.
It's
It's-
too white.
it's too.
She was looking at 3 different shades, you
The
know?
white who's supposed to be there is dead.
Oh, it's a house, not her home.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind
Is
of
that the theme
curious.
for season 9? Home is where the heart is.
Definitely.
Listen, it's interesting because like Athena and Buck are now kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not misplaced, it's something else.
I think Hot Priest is going to be a regular reoccurring character.
Oh my god, I need him. Yes.
I think he's
We are
going to
Never
be a
been
regular
so
reoccurring
excited for a
character.
priest.
I think he's popular with the audience, and I think that it's a very easy
He's gonna put 2 and 2 together and be
avenue.
like, what the fuck? What?
It's going to be a very easy
Yeah.
avenue for them to use like they did for Bobby, but they're going to keep using him intermittently for Buck and Eddie, and I think they could even throw Chim in there.
Chimney. I was just thinking that. And like if they bring Hot Priest back, they're absolutely gonna have Chimney interact with him because Kenny and Gavin are like besties, and that would be so fun.
So what if
they fired Frank and this is the new therapist?
he would
Good,
actually? You know what? Sure.
Good.
What if he becomes friends with him, or they're already kind of pseudo friends? Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? And he brings him to a pickup basketball game, and Eddie's also there.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. What happened?
God.
Sorry, repeat all that.
I'm saying, what if Chimney,
Uh-huh.
who's makes friends with a Hot Priest,
Okay.
or is already kind of has met him because of Bobby, right?
Okay.
Maybe they get close, they hang out outside of work. He brings him to a pickup basketball game, and Eddie's there. And he'll be like, "Hi, Eddie," and Chim will be like,
Y'all know each other. Why? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, I think that would be really funny. That would actually kind of be perfect because now you have a Hot Priest perfectly primed because he's interacted with Eddie separately, with Buck separately, with Bobby separately. He could help, like, you know, be a link for all this stuff.
You and Sunny with the alliteration from priest to probate, and you said a priest perfectly, I don't know,
Primed.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. That was just serendipitous. But I saw William over on TikTok. The ending had me in tears. Me too. I think actually it got all of us.
Yep.
Finally.
So,
which is
impressive.
One of the first times ever that it got all of us.
Yeah.
Since
it always gets
watching
me
live last season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm always the gimme.
Meg, I can't put that on the screen, but LOL.
Kato was also in tears. Yeah, I would just like bawling. But in a good way. Like this to me was like cathartic, like crying and tears and stuff because everybody was like banding together. They were like, you know, everyone was where they were supposed to be except Bobby. Everyone else was where they were supposed to be, which was together and working as a team, and just like so seamless how they just like fell back into it. And I thought that I love that kind of stuff.
So, Soul, here are the crumbs. I'm going to tell you the crumbs. The crumbs were Buck. That alone, those were the crumbs. Him looking for a new place. And what he said was, what I liked about my old place is that it didn't feel new. And then she was like, what was wrong with your place or something? And he was like, I was subletting. It was never really mine.
It never felt like mine.
Yeah, never felt like mine. So those are the crumbs.
So that is maybe like.
So now we have house theory.
No, that's still U-Haul theory. It's still moving theory. I can make it work.
Okay,
I can make that work. Absolutely.
I'll have to think about
Goldilocks
it.
theory.
There is something there actually.
Yeah.
Three Little Pigs theory.
Rock is saying, what if Buck stays at Eddie's house, not move, and realizes he's in love with Eddie? They have a convo with Maddie. Buck has a convo with Maddie, and Eddie overhears. And so that would kind of be like 809. And then Eddie starts his realization, and things get awkward.
I would love for Eddie to overhear Buck denying being in love with him, and for him to sit with that and
be like, "Why does this?
Why does that bother me?"
Yeah,
I would love that.
Kato says convo off screen.
Oh my god, please, we can't keep doing this.
No,
it's fine now. It's like the season's done. Let's not fucking do off-screen shit anymore.
Yeah, no, we're done with that. Yes, we need Diaz sisters season 9. I don't care.
Major.
We should have gotten them in Texas. Make it happen.
And I think they've also like set something up where, because Eddie and Chris are now staying in LA and they've brought Peppa in, I think they can bring her in more often too. So like Peppa and Hot Priest,
she's gonna bonk him in the head.
Yeah, Peppa and Priest team up, and they're like, "You're stupid."
Tori's trying to make me reach for my antidepressants.
Ow!
Oh my god. But yes, Meg, I agree. I think he's gonna have a heart. I think what they're gonna do is we're still gonna get roommates. And it's either going to be he's having a hard time finding a place, but he's really just like he's trying to find the perfect place, and nothing is
and nothing fit.
And like Eddie's not really pushing him out because he's just like whatever.
So where's his stuff?
Or it's a secret. What do you mean? Where's his stuff? It's probably just in storage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'd be like, go sleep somewhere else till you find a place.
Yeah. Honestly, I would kind of love though, like if when we open up into 9 and they're, like you said, they're still roommates, like Buck is looking for a place, but like nothing is good enough. If they, like we saw Eddie put all of his, like they brought their boxes back. What if now they have 2 couches? I think that would be interesting.
That would be cute.
I
just made myself a little annoyed. This is why I just like kind of hate seeing behind the scenes stuff. Because we saw the tape with the move back in scene, and there's a scene somewhere that they cut with Buck and Eddie talking about it. It existed.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
I did see a still that I thought they did cut something. I'm just trying to
can you show the stills now? The post-episode stills?
Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. I'm talking to a pal.
Well, okay, I can pull them up then. I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Yeah, can you?
I'm not doing anything. We're just talking
I'm live streaming.
Our closest buddies. Just talking to our closest buddies.
You won't do what I meant, okay? ABC press.
Yeah, Whoop. Hi, Whoop. Whoop said, additionally, Chim just told everyone to stop running away and trying to leave. And I think that will kind of play into it with Buck if he's trying to leave, that kind of stuff. Ooh.
Aww.
And Mara.
She's so big.
That was a great conclusion. Oh my god, that's so cute.
That's my family.
Oh,
that's Mom. Oh my god.
And Grandma.
Look at them.
They're so cute.
They're perfect.
I don't care. Sorry.
Wow.
Actually, I think that's the scene that they cut. I don't know if there's anything else.
Good. I thought so when they kept showing her walking, I really was like, oh my god, are they gonna show us this guy?
Well, I think that was also like a fake out as well. Like you thought she was going to hospital to see him, but And they probably
It's
had
just
it where
so
they were
dorky.
like,
I love it.
yeah. At least he kept his helmet on the whole time.
Yeah.
Because Oliver said he doesn't like to.
Yeah.
And I did kind of like that they had Athena with them for this emergency in lieu of Bobby. Like, that worked out. That's cute. That's cute. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was something in the way that like Buck was looking over at Eddie, like when he landed on the zip
The fact
line,
that
and
we
I'm like,
didn't even get a Bucket Eddie hug.
no.
Ravi took it again.
See, and that was my whole thing. I was like, I know what they're doing.
I know what they're doing, but I hate it.
This is like when you put Sam Winchester in a scene with Dean and Cass, or just like put Sam
It's
in
the
a
obstacle
scene with like, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Ravi is that wall. He is the wall that like they still have yet to break down.
Sorry. Okay. There's more picture.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
gosh.
What? Can we zoom in?
No. Not. Hold on. I gotta download it. But then I'd have to do
Just
another
open?
screen. So
Oh,
no. Where the fuck was I?
That
Goddamn.
right there.
Okay, that's not where I was though. Let's calm
I
down.
don't care.
I'm gonna go in order so I don't lose my spot.
Because you're in charge.
I'm in charge. You didn't want to do it.
Audrey says Ostark talked about some reconciliation moment between Buddie, and I don't think that happened at all. Like, what did he mean?
It probably was something they filmed in the house and it got cut.
Yeah, I think it was also a little bit of, I think it was like an unspoken thing, a little bit of like Eddie coming to, save the day and not leaving like, Buck thought he was going to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that kind of like smoothed a lot of stuff over. Like, because that really means that like it wasn't nothing, like Eddie can't just pick up and leave just like that. Like this is where his home is. This is where his family is. So, ooh.
Can you tell I'm drawing a heart?
His best look, bro. This is his best look. I tweeted, I was like, can this be his permanent uniform? Plus the sweatband, plus the sweatband.
What did longer pants? God damn.
Yeah. What did Oliver say in the thirsty sexy soot or something?
Oh yeah, the contour of the face with the soot. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck are we doing here?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
At least I got stills of these, finally.
He's never looked better.
No.
Honestly, yeah.
We need to replicate this
He's
look.
just so happy he's there.
Exactly. And
but if this was a normal moment, he'd be like, why are you that close? That's my guy.
And that's why I think he's like, oh, he didn't leave.
Yeah.
So I think that
he didn't leave and he came to help.
Yeah. Voltaire, I think I agree with you. Like, we should still hear the conversation because it's like we're missing out on so much because of things happening off camera. I agree. I think that has been an issue this season. I think it is done. I think some of it, like the lack of communication between Buck and Eddie specifically, is done purposefully. I think.
Oh, it is.
Some of the other stuff with like Eddie
thought it was supposed to lead to some sort of resolution of that.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's never really a real conversation is crazy to me. What the fuck was I gonna say?
No, I don't know.
Fuck. Oh well, maybe it'll come back to me someday.
I think we're gonna have another Buddie divorce.
Oh my god, Sil.
I mean, in the best way.
Well, yes, Buddie divorce is always good. It leads to good things. Oh, that's a great picture.
Oh, she looks so good.
She looks so good.
Pretty boys.
Also, just like them saving Flint, the older gentleman, like through the wardrobe, through the closet. That's I love metaphors. Oh, what?
I just had nothing to say. I was like, you can't even really see most of him, but it still looks so good. Where am I? Oh, here. This. I just shook my head like 8 times. Okay. And then kept my thoughts to myself.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's got the emo I don't know. He just looks really emo.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. There's just something very 2010s about this.
I can't put that on the screen, but RGHQ. Hello.
Hello.
I can't put that on the screen.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, I want to see.
But yes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You are not wrong.
Oh.
Incredible moment. Yes. I was just like, there's got to be something to that metaphor with the closet. And also, I'm a little disappointed. I was this close to making a Narnia joke too, and Buck beat me to it, and I was like, darn. So
you gotta be faster.
I know. Next time.
Walk, fashion.
walk, fashion, baby. Yeah.
When he showed up,
Shantae.
Oh yes, no. The whole thing, it was very kind of reminiscent of season 2, where he just like walked in, competent, like I'm owning the place, like I'm familiar with the ordinance.
Somebody put all of his like scenes where he came back and put it to What a Man.
Yes,
give me my What a Man edit.
Yes. When he walked in. Absolutely. Cute. Oh my god. I can't wait to download these later. There were a lot of callbacks from season 2. I think we were just like this one and that one and this one.
I love my Kenzie sixes.
Aww. Where was the cake? But all of the callbacks from season 2, it was very early season 2 heavy. Like you got 201 with the earthquake and the pressure stuff, like the gas pockets. You got 202 and 203 with they said help is coming, and 203 was like help is not coming. And all of the stuff about in season 2, it was Hen who was trapped in the building, and like all of the firefighters banded together. And so that kind of makes sense that it was very like season 2-ish, especially like season 2 finale when, everybody, like all of the civilians came in and helped lift the truck, which always gives me goosebumps.
I think the rest of them were just.
Yeah. And
they still didn't post any stills from the last episode
from last week? I don't think so.
That's so weird.
No more like BTS stuff.
Looks
it's been a month
for GA. Yes.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of poignant looks. I think at the zip line for sure. I think that is something to really zoom into.
Jill, please, as if Buck's heart didn't skip a beat when he saw it. I know mine did. So come on.
Jill says, do you know why they call this episode Seismic Shifts? I feel like that title genuinely didn't up applying at all. I do, actually. I think this was like the shift post Bobby. Like the AB after Bobby.
Just a shift back to normal, though.
It's not exactly normal. It's the new normal, but I think shift as in like, maybe Chimney starting to step up as their new de facto leader. Everybody kind of like just like figuring out what they're doing. Eddie is back in LA. Buck is maybe moving somewhere. Athena is no longer going to live at the house. So I think like there's it seems like it's back to normal. I think the team is back together, but I think there's still other stuff like in their personal lives that are shifting. So you've got Chimney and Maddie with the new baby. That's a brand new thing. You've got Hen and Karen adopting Mara. So like that's not that different, but like it's a like an official, like family dynamic. And yeah, I think like professionally they're all like banded together again. And we'll see that in their personal, like they'll probably be more there for each other in their personal lives, but like individually what they're going through I think is shifting sands. Oh, I like the way you said this. Loss always brings a new normal, sadly. Change is what shakes the table. Yeah. Because it's different and you're trying to get back to the way things were. Didn't they say that in the episode? Like things will never be back to the way it was, but like, am I making that up? Okay.
I don't remember anything from this episode. I'm gonna be so fucking for real, except for what's his face? Not what's his face. Just I don't remember anything except for Walk Walk Fashion Baby and
it was like Eddie was on screen, so there was nothing going on up here.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Just trying to make up for some lost time.
I'm kidding. I remember some stuff. I just
some of it, yeah. It's all good.
Brain is not analyzing right now.
I think these last two episodes give me a lot to chew on, like metaphorically speaking and like thematically speaking. So I'm like, yes. Also, because there was so much season 2 stuff and we just finished that. So I think it's like fresh a little. Yeah. This is also interesting too, to see like how many finales end with everyone happy and Buck just alone. How many finales do have Buck just being alone? That is kind of interesting to look at.
Most of them.
Yeah, like almost all of them. Right?
At least he didn't get broken up with on a couch again.
Yeah. Yeah. It has been a whirlwind of 911 mania these last couple months. It has been. I think everyone's gonna... I want to say everyone's gonna like take a little breather. It's probably not gonna happen.
It's probably for the best though. Like I said, I was so excited for hiatus. I'm here for hiatus so we can fucking I'm
R&R.
I'm tired, bro. Normally I'm not like I've never felt like this where I've been begging for a hiatus.
Let's put us through the ringer.
So Carter is saying, to be fair to Buck's aloneness, though Maddie was right. He still hasn't learned the lesson.
Yeah, I think that's still part of it, right?
Yeah. I would love to see a Buck storyline next season for him where he just has hobbies and friend outside of the 118.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be a callback to season 4 where everyone thinks he's dating someone again and he just like is going to like a crochet club or something. And made friends with an old lady.
Like a pottery class or something.
Yeah. I need that.
Yeah.
We need a Mildred up in here.
Yeah.
A Mildred. Wait, Mildred?
Wait.
A who?
I just gave out a random
like an
name.
old name.
I was like,
are you connecting it to the supernatural
Bluetooth?
It's I know why we're not in sync right now.
I'm sorry. Oh, maybe Buck will hang out with Peppa. Maybe
I
they'll
would love
go
to see
to
that
like
too, but that's still related to
too
the
close.
118. But I would love to see more Buck and
Yeah.
Peppa. But you know who I would like to see more? Eddie and Peppa.
Same.
Yes.
I need Peppa just showing up randomly while they're both there and being like, I don't know, just side
Carter's connected to my mental Bluetooth. Mildred from the Supernatural episode.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who Mildred is.
She's the one that was like the mystic something into the mystic.
She's Buck's mom.
She's
I don't remember her name.
Dee Wallace.
You think I remember? Do you think I remember like random people's names? No.
Hold on. Rock's telling me to read their theory. 1 second. I think I read some of it. Season 9 will be how they moved on from Bobby, but his presence is still felt. I do think we'll see jealous Eddie in season 9 because Buck and Eddie are hanging out more often.
Do this.
Peppa said, oh, yeah. I feel like I read a fic like that recently.
Oh, I think so. I haven't read it yet, but I think
where he's like, no, she was like, I'm going to set you up since Eddie doesn't want me to set him up with anyone. And then it was like, no, Peppa, please don't.
No, but like but it's so interesting now because there's so many people who can like kind of bonk both Buck and Eddie on the heads because, you know, we had Tommy and Maddie for Buck. We have Priest and now Peppa for Eddie. So like there's something that can work with that, you know, where they're looking towards people that they trust and confide in. I think that's fine. But Rock, what's your question? We're listening. Getting Eddie and Maddie trapped somewhere so that they can talk. Like
Valid.
They're going to have to at some point. And then Maddie will also be like, knock anyone home. And she can get the tea. Okay, Rock's question. Do you think Buddie is going to be canon next season? Does this give us more hope? I definitely think they're going in that direction. Like,
wait, what? Can you what?
Rock asked if we think that Buddie is going to be canon next season. Does this give us more hope?
Finale. I'm calling it.
There will be like a big tension thing around the mid-season finale, you know, for the winter hiatus, and then but it'll probably be like infused with a lot of like awkwardness or just kind of like what, and then they have to deal with that going forward, like when they come back.
They still have you know, storylines that need to be completed between the two, I think. And like I know this is not the show, but it's, you know, to me the PR was for season 9. The Buddie PR was for season 9.
Yeah.
And that's what really, and it's very heavy-handed. So that's why I think it would be season 9 unless something happens. Which, you know, things happen.
Like AJ, I don't really think it was damage control necessarily. I think it's damage control for like the Bobby stuff. I think that's far too little too late sort of thing. I think this was really just like, first and foremost, getting people pumped about the
finale.
Not even that much on the finale because it was so general. I think it really was getting people like invested or reinvested for season 9 because it was not so much like, oh, what's going to happen in the finale. All of the questions that they were being asked, which were approved by ABC and everything, was more like, how is the 118 going to move forward in the next season, you know, what's going to be next for their storylines, that kind of stuff. So in a much more like general, like long-term sense than like just the finale, if that makes sense. So I don't really think it was like damage control. I think they were pivoting more than damage control.
Sky, I think that if you think about the way that they've done the other canon couples that they've gotten together on this show, that will give you the timeline. I think it's going to be more Madney like. So I think we're going to get a dancing around each other, tension, blah, 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 blah. They get together
An actual
at the
slow
end
burn
of season 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get together in the way that they like decide they're going to go on a date, right? Then we get them dating, yada, yada, yada. Then it gets maybe serious. That it's serious. Okay, we're actually deciding we're going to build a life together in season 10. And then 11 is when they actually are like getting married, maybe having another child. That's how long it's getting drug out. I just need you to strap in.
Yeah.
And that's just
you're playing the long game.
That's just how television works.
Yeah. They really are. They're playing the long game because like
they also plan for the show to go on for a while, and this is a big draw for the audience, and it's the only couple. I mean, I guess Ravi's gonna be a main, then we have Ravi too. But the only people who don't have like a significant other.
Yeah. Yeah. So then like once they're together, Ravi gets someone. Exactly. Kato was saying ABC has stated that they're projecting more seasons past 9, which is one of the reasons why they're going to draw this out. But also we'll see a slow burn in like a classic slow burn sense where it's like one or both of them are consciously aware and then have to like grapple with their feelings in a very conscious way, as opposed to, you know, what we've seen in the last like 7 seasons. so like we'll get there. It'll take a little bit, but it'll happen. We're not closing. We'll never close on that. So
it's also, I think like it's going to bring in a new demographic because I don't remember what are the ranges, but now with
18 to 49 is the key demo that is the hardest to get to watch network television, and we're one of, if not the highest performing shows for that demographic.
Yeah, and I think EJ sent a link to an article, and I think it was probably a Deadline article talking about like the numbers in the past couple of episodes, and it's like the highest they've been like all season. So like 911 isn't going anywhere. And Moose says people were saying it won't get past season 9, but as long as it does way better than Grey's, they'll keep on. Absolutely. If they're renewing Grey's if they're renewing Grey's for like 20,000 seasons,
it's going to be season 23, right?
I think you understand how well the show is still performing, and like, do you know what the network is looking at? They don't give a shit about IMDb ratings, and even if they did, there's only 2 episodes this season that have bad ratings.
And we all know why.
And we all know why. There's just no way this show is going anywhere.
Yeah, they look at the actual like the Nielsen rating numbers, the next day or like 7 day, like Hulu numbers, and they're doing big numbers. So, and I mean, especially in a time where like network television just like in general isn't doing as great, like they used to bring in like double digits of millions of people, and now I think it like 911 averages like between 4 to 5. I think 5 is on the high end. But
so as Carter is saying, remember that they are both very smart and they are both very stupid. The slow burn started for us, and the Gods Watching from Above 7 years ago started for them yesterday. It hasn't even started for them because neither of them know
exactly
like fully consciously yet. So the slow burn for them hasn't even started yet, and the GA, it hasn't started yet. So once that starts, then the timer starts for the 3 years for me. So that's why I'm saying it's going to take until 11 till we're seeing them get married.
What if it's episode 8 of season 11 and then it's 11/8, like 1/18? and that's like the mid-season finale. I'm locking it in now. You heard it here first.
No, that's the
Final
proposal.
answer. Yeah.
That's the proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pitch.
Oh, that too. That could work.
Yeah.
We also need to see a proposal.
They do it all backwards. Like,
Yes.
I know.
But yeah,
I think we will get something a la at the end of season 2 that we get with Chim and Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or at the end of season 1 with Bobby and Athena.
Yeah.
Where they're like, let's go, we're going on a date. So it's like it's really not just like a set in stone thing. It's like, we'll maybe think about this being a thing and try it.
Yeah. So I think they still have a lot they can do.
They have a lot they can do
with Buddie. Like the possibilities are kind of endless here. Like they could take it in so many different ways that I think people would still be very pleased with. So, and that's why it's like, it's so exciting to kind of speculate on for me.
I love this way of thinking, Carter, because this is how we're looking at it. We've already won. It's happening. So we're just like, well, how is it happening? And as long as it's a good story, I'm happy with it. I'm kind of glad nothing huge happened. Like a lot of people thought they were going to kiss in this episode, and I was like, that feels hella rushed to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take it. But
Buddy maxing so hard.
I'll take it, but like, you know, I really want the like slow build for them. I will accept the only thing that I will accept is if it's not a slow build, but it still is a slow build. Walk with me. They've done everything the wrong way, in the wrong order, in backwards order. So like they could, and I know this is a whole genre of fix, but it's very them. They could get married accidentally while drunk. We could find out they have been married since the bachelor party.
That would be the best kind of retcon, honestly.
It would. But that's a thing that could happen that it would bring up so much tension.
Yeah.
Like, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Marriage. Yeah. I love that trope. Moose, you're so right. There's too many open stories. They had no time to dive into Buddie next season. I think they'll like kind of course correct a little bit. I really do think so. And I think EJ asked, are we sure it's happening? With the press push,
we were sure before that, but
we were sure before that. But now it's just like it's a boost with all of this press specifically mentioning Buddie. Like
let's not forget that Oliver
the gloves are off.
He's the poster boy of 911 now.
He is the new Bobby Nash. Like, he's not going to be captain, but he is going to be the main character now. As much as it is an ensemble show, there's always been more weight for both Bobby and Buck. And now it's going to be Buck and Athena.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Which is a little unfortunate for me because I love Athena, but I just don't want to see more cop shit.
But that's why I'm wondering if there's something else is gonna change for her. I don't know. Like,
they're not going to, because they got to keep her showing up at the emergency.
That is true.
The reality? So what's the reality of her being, all right, I'm leaving too?
Oh, Angela?
Yeah.
She could be done after another season and then just be a special guest star. She could.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
But then we'd have to get another cop, and I don't.
Do we have to get another cop?
Yes.
Why?
To round out the first responder trifecta.
Yes.
I think.
I'm not saying I need it. I'm saying the show will do it. Because they're not going to have a random fucking cop there every time.
But I want to, if they want to do weird like kidnapping storylines again, then we need her. I really wish she would just change and be a detective.
Yeah, but then again, she's not showing up at.
I know, but she's barely. But she's barely at the calls anyway.
That's true.
She barely
less
does.
And less.
I mean, this isn't me like, you know, hating on Athena or Angela Bassett like ever. No,
that's impossible.
I love her. This is me saying like it's kind of like the way I was talking about Bobby. I'm like, well, because of how less and less I thought I was seeing him, especially this season, I understand why, but like I think even in season 7, I was like, they're planning. It felt like they were planning for him to exit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Athena is also in that trajectory to also exit. So that's why I'm like,
yeah, Moose kind of, I think, has a similar train of thought to us, like saying that she'll probably train up a rookie next season and start her exit. I think it'll be a little more drawn out, but I think that will be like essentially like a handing over the reins sort of thing in that way as well. Like, I think she'll still show up as a special guest star every once in a while, because obviously she has like very strong ties to the rest of the 118, but not in any like main capacity. And I think it would be remiss of them to or I don't think it would happen that she's not coming back next season, because I think like that double loss of Peter Krause and Angela Bassett would not do well. And I don't think that would be like a good thing. I don't think
it's gonna be soon either, but I mean,
but they can start like breadcrumbing it in there, I think.
I mean, I think they already kind of started.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. Like very much so in 807, but you know, also now with Graham's return, you know.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting that on the screen, Carter. No.
I need to see.
Carter, no.
I think we get one major character death every 8 seasons now.
Carter, no.
No, I think we get one major character death per series.
I think that's very wishful thinking.
Well,
every what series?
She said per series, basically.
You get one.
In a very convoluted way.
You get one. I would be okay with every 8 seasons. I would prefer just one. Carter, we know you're just kidding. It's fine.
I just like saying shit. Don't worry. One of us.
Yeah.
Whoop is talking about how I think they were supposed to have a scene of Gerard encouraging Buck to become captain, and that's why they asked Buck if he was throwing his hat in the ring, and he said no. There was, from the last episode, there were a bunch of stills from scenes that we never saw where like Buck was bringing in the groceries to the station and like sitting down with Gerard. I'm curious to know what that conversation would have been. I wouldn't be surprised if it were something like that. But I don't know. There still seemed like there was some like animosity there when Buck was like, yeah, it's Gerard's like last day tomorrow. We'll finally get a good captain. Like, like I still think there was something like there. So. And then they would have set it up as all 3 being options and ending on Chimney. I mean, I think they kind of did that with like the throwaway line.
I've been telling people this. Literally strap in. I think they want it to be the next Grays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the question is, when will they end Grays?
I don't know if they have any plans to do that. I just know that it doesn't perform as well as it used to, obviously. That's why it's in a much later time spot than it used to be. Yeah,
it's in the 10 o'clock time spot, which is no. And it's also great that like 911 is staying in the 8 o'clock time slot, because that is the prime time.
That's the it girl.
Yeah.
Of time slots. I know people are like, but now would be less to have spicier stuff. It really wouldn't be that much more spicy.
It would only be spicier if it were on a different, like, not network.
Yeah.
Cable television. Like, that's all. Interesting thought experiment. Kato says, I feel like Eddie's standalone episodes were a test. Went well, and then they decided, okay, we can kill off Bobby. Just my feeling. I don't know. I don't really think so.
Wait, what?
Mostly, Kato says, and this is on Instagram, so I can't put it on the thing. Kato says, I feel that Eddie's standalone episodes were a test. Went well, and then they decided, okay, we can kill off Bobby. Just my feeling. I'm less inclined to believe that per se because of like all of the shuffling that went around there, because like Invisible, which was 13, was not supposed to be, it was supposed to be after the lab stuff. So oh my god, Rock.
Oh,
Is that what you just read?
No. Y'all need to let me rest.
Listen, those thirst tweet videos today were...
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
No, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm. It took us an hour to get through it.
Yeah.
10 minutes. 10-minute video.
Speaking of, I can start uploading this.
Oh, yay.
Which one?
Tonight, the Entertainment Tonight one.
Oh, the one from yesterday.
okay.
Hmm.
Listen,
we're gonna have to talk about the thirst tweets one.
I told you. Why did we do that?
Well,
Because
first of all, we have to decide how much we're charging for it, and then we have to decide what the rules are for what I'm keeping and not.
No.
I mean, I think we did pretty okay.
I think we did, just mostly because we were just wordless, speechless. There were just facial expressions and noises happening.
And like, rewind. That was it. Whoop asked, didn't they film stuff for the Invisible episode that we never saw? Are you talking about like the gas station, like hold up sort of thing? I would be curious to know like where that comes into play.
I feel like they filmed a lot of stuff this season that they didn't even use. I mean, look, they didn't. I'm glad they didn't
always
do this,
yeah.
which is the Gerard and Buck talk from last episode. Like they didn't use that. I know where they would have been placed. I know, like I can see the thread of how they were going to do that, but
like where it would have been in the episode.
Yeah. No, yeah, because the grocery bags that Buck had at the argument. I mean, that was from him bringing it to the station. And then I guess him realizing that everyone brought their own food.
Oh.
Yeah. And so he took all that home and started putting it away.
Oh, that would make sense.
So if you guys don't know this about television, they always... I know that you guys know this. I'm talking to them. If you don't know this about television, especially network television,
not talking to us.
I know that you know this. They always film more scenes than they keep.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of how they write it and how close they shoot it to how they write it. They want to have more material. I mean, they do this for movies too, but not like on the same scale, obviously, because like it's a completely different forum.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be probably 1 to 2 scenes that they are like, we don't know which one of these is going to stay. And they film all of it, and then they decide based on how it turned out in the edit where the next episode is going, because they'll probably know by the time they're editing
sometimes
what to keep, sometimes what to keep and what not to. So what's happening?
Whoop says, yeah, but the director showed a set outside at night and we never saw that. Yeah, I think that's one of those things that just like is left on the cutting room floor sort of thing. And a lot of times I think it is because like it doesn't necessarily serve the story of the episode as a whole a lot of times. And I think most of the time it would just be cut because they only have 42 minutes to fill, and they film more anyways, or they like write for longer than that anyways. So some of it is purely cut for time. And then some other things I think are cut for, like, maybe it's not as pertinent to what the episode is trying to say. That's always going to happen. That's kind of like the pitfall of being so chronically online with all of the behind the scenes stuff, is because, and I think that's also what happens sometimes with like fandom, like this fandom, where people see something from behind the scenes and get like so excited about it, like, oh, we're gonna get this, this, and this, and then it ends up being cut. But like, if we didn't see that in the behind the scenes, we wouldn't know, and we wouldn't have any reason to be like upset about something that we don't know about. So I always like take everything from behind the scenes with a grain of salt, knowing that like that may not happen in the episode depending on. So like I think that always just like keep that in the back of your mind. Don't get too attached to something that you see from like a picture behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that I don't like how much behind the scenes and stills that we get sometimes.
You have to like protect your own peace in that sense.
It affects my like viewing experience.
Yeah.
It doesn't for me.
Man,
I don't
you're
know
lucky.
how.
I don't know how either, because if I know something's going to happen, I'm not going to feel the things that I feel like I should be feeling.
I'm sorry. I just saw Trent tweeted from 901 News. I love you guys. Even the straight people here. My family, I love you.
Amazing.
Even the straight people.
Even the straight. Oh, I hope Trenton's okay. Ooh, interesting. Thought experiment. Kato says, don't hate me, but if they're going to drag stories out like the Buddie of it all, will Tommy be recurring next season? Had to ask. LOL. I think we're pretty much done. I think really like the only way that they would bring him back into the fold again as a plot device.
I'm gonna keep making a well, yes, but people still don't want to see him.
No, I know. I was gonna say, I wasn't done with my thought. I was gonna say like as a plot device, and maybe have him interact with Eddie,
yes,
in some way. And that I would be okay with, but that is pretty much like the only reason that I could like foresee this far ahead of why they would bring him back, because I think we're pretty done with him. But if he were to interact or have some sort of like, not necessarily a confrontation, but like a chat or like a something with Eddie, I think that would be interesting too. So yeah, I would be fine with that.
That's the only way that it's acceptable. Or else I don't want to see him.
No, and I don't think we need to. I think we're kind of like outgrown Tommy. Is that a bad thing to say?
No.
Whose feelings are we hurting? A fictional plot device?
Yeah, that's true.
Did someone say that?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I am.
That was a rhetorical question. I am the someone.
I didn't realize.
Tommy Lovers. Yeah, I don't think that's a lot of our audience.
No.
Or a lot of people here.
If you are interested in feedback,
talk to us.
On
we would love to pick your brain.
I know that we're not like super like, we don't like trash talk him the way a lot of people do, but like we are not positive about him.
Well, we don't trash talk him on Maine. Take that, you know.
There's a lot of things that we don't do on Maine.
We keep it demure.
Hey, listen. If you guys want to know, like when we did, I think we did a promo for was it episode 10 of season 7?
Mm-hmm.
We did promo for that. The reaction video.
The reaction video, yeah.
And I think it was the daddy kink comment. We did not say a single
anything
bad thing.
I think we were all just taken aback because we were like, what? What? And then because you always like for our titles for our videos, like, you know, like the headliner that's on the video, it's a clickbait title always. So we put daddy kink in this economy, not because we were like we might get on daddy kink because we're not yucking anyone's yum, but we were just like thought that the sentiment of was that an appropriate time to bring up that like content of conversation.
We said that it was out of pocket, and then everyone, like the people who actually found that video, they were like, out of pocket. And then a bunch of other like these straight
white women
how can they speak on that? Or some weird shit. I was like, okay, well, thanks for the promo though.
I was like, none of us are straight, we're not all women, one of us is Hispanic. But okay.
It was like wrong on all three counts. I was like,
okay,
sure, Jen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like,
yeah.
So I don't think we'll see
some deep lore.
Deep lore.
Deep lore. It's not even deep lore. It happened last year. It's just some experience.
I mean, but it was from like the beginning of the podcast because it was before our first episode came out of the podcast.
Hi, Danny. Danny says, has it aired? I'm in Europe. The finale did. We're talking about it now. So spoilers, beware.
Yeah, beware.
If you don't want to be spoiled, this is probably not the best place, but if you don't mind, feel free to hang out.
This is gonna be a running thing.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that they've set it up.
Bye, Danny.
Yeah, so I really need people to take their shocked faces off when we see Gerard on set of Hot Shots again.
Or if we see Brad Torrance, oh my god, check on that man.
No, they
he needs a grizzly.
That would be so funny.
He's the one who's going to be on the ledge.
He's flying to Minnesota. As we speak.
He's on the first flight out. Oh my god.
Oh,
like you
no.
were the best man I ever knew.
Bob.
Bob.
Oh
no, I think honestly, I would love to see more of Hot Shots because I feel like there was so much potential there that we didn't quite like get to with like all of the meta of it all, and I feel like they could do that a little more. Like I wouldn't necessarily want it like as a like half a season, you know, focus.
No,
kind of like it was,
you know
but like an episode where they're like all on the set, and then they see like, and then they could do that doppelganger thing again. I think that would be great. That would also be great if we're doing something to parallel some sort of like Buck and Eddie thing. I think that would be very effective if one of them is kind of like on the brink of a realization or has already, and then they're like seeing themselves from an outside perspective. Bless you. So I think like they really could, we could see Hot Shots again. It could be effective in the way that like we kind of imagined it and wanted it to be.
We could see it in the background in lieu of like how we see emergencies reflecting what's going on in people's lives. We could see that, but with Hot Shots playing in the background or something that they're watching.
Yeah. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, I think there's a fun ways to incorporate it. I just don't need like several episodes devoted to the nothing burgerness of it.
We don't need a Hot Shots arc. We just need like almost like a bottle episode, you know, or a couple, you know, that doppelganger thing again. Tim's ears just started twitching. Good.
If he's going to do it, he needs to make it count. Like I need them to actually be like watching their own stories
play out in front of them.
Be like, wow, those guys are not normal about each other.
Oh, was this play about us? Yes. Yes, it is.
Like, I would love for Buck to be like, these guys are like clearly in love. And for Hen to be like,
clearly.
Texting Maddie.
You'll never guess what just happened.
Going to kill your brother. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Also, I think it would be kind of funny too, like if, and I'm talking about like a one episode sort of thing. If like we caught back up with Hot Shots and Brad was like, helped in the writer's room and he took like inspiration from what he had observed from, the 118 and their dynamics there. I think that would be funny.
Yeah.
So I am definitely not opposed to seeing Hot Shots again. I think they have to do it
better
in a more concise and more meta way.
Better. Yeah. This is one thing I forget who said earlier. They were like, put Han in the writer's room. Don't. But if you want actual good ideas on how to use your meta, the three of us, we're your people. We got you. You want ideas?
We got your
back.
We
have so many. We have so many. I remember like when Hot Shots like
we were really excited. Actually,
we were so because we love meta and like that's one of the things that we
like
were
Supernatural
about Supernatural, which they did well, except for the part where they were like, "You guys."
But like with Chuck the Prophet being part of it and like that kind of stuff. Like that kind of meta, we were like, and
we were like, they could do this and this and this, and then we were like, these are all the different things they could do, and then they did like literally none of them.
I know.
I need to text my mom that Bobby's dead.
Oh shit!
Break it to her gently.
Nothing. Oh, Meg is so in trouble with her cousin.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I did tell my dad, like right in between our before
I
we
told
were getting ready
TJ while I was getting snacks too.
Yeah,
and he was like,
oh. I was like, I'll tell you about it later. He's like, tomorrow. I'm like, I will tell you tomorrow.
I gotta go off camera for like 2 seconds. Well,
that's fine.
Be right back.
Be there for your mom. They're there.
TJ was like in the dark playing video games when I went out there. And I was like, so Bobby's really dead. They named the baby. They named the baby. Robert Nashon. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, did you get to drink your bubbly? And I was like, no. And he was like, what, why? And I was like, well, because it was for if something Buddy happened. And he was like, oh, so no fun in this episode. And I was like, it was good to just did not deliver on all the fronts that I wanted it to.
They named the Bobby.
And what's frustrating is that my expectations for Buddy were so low.
Oh, Whoop said their mom said, are you okay? You look sad. You didn't like it? Yeah, my dad was like, you're very quiet up there. Because I told him, I was like, be prepared. There will probably be screaming. And he's like, you were really quiet. I'm like, it's a whole thing. I'll tell you later.
I don't have time to unpack all that right now.
No, okay. I'm like, I gotta go back to get ready for the live stream. It's like, I can't talk right now. Oh, Jill, great question. Now that it's finally over.
I came back for that question.
Oh, did you tell your mom? Did you break it to her?
No, I just texted her. It's just that I kicked one of the cables under my desk and my monitor disconnected, and I was like, oh
no.
So,
that's okay.
Yeah,
it's 11 p.m. Should I have another glass of wine?
I finished my bottle. I'm still. I have this left, but I finished the whole bottle.
Pour myself half a glass.
So Jill's question, now that season 8 is finally over, what are y'all's favorite episodes and why? Good question, Jill. I mean, I think they're gonna be kind of similar. I think we're gonna probably.
Why don't you guess?
I want you to say it.
Me?
9, 10, and 11.
Well, yeah.
I was gonna say
13.
6, 9, 10.
9 through 13.
Yeah.
Smash.
But if I had to pick
Smash.
Well, and 17. Well, don't forget 17.
I did like 17 too.
17. I said that last week. I said I think this is probably one of my favorite episodes of the season, and I will stand by that. I will stand.
It's
by
between 9 for me. I think it's between, like, if I had to choose, like, between one. Well, yeah, if I had to pick one, it's really hard because it's between 9 and 17. I know 11 is a thing. I know that, but there's literally no Eddie on my screen. I'm sorry. That would be my second choice. I mean, my second tier? I don't know. Something like that.
What was 11? I'm suddenly blanking. What was the title?
No, you figure that out on your own.
Yeah, we're going to let her figure that out. What happened in 9, Rachel?
What was 9 and 10?
What was 10?
What
Stories
was 9
and Voices.
10? And then what happened
was 11?
immediately after that?
Oh yeah, it was the U-Haul. I know. I was forgetting the
Holy Mother of God.
Holy Mother of God. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Good Lord. Holy Mother of God.
Yeah, it's between 9 and 10. I mean, 9 and 17 for like number 1, and then 11 is a close second. Yeah. Something like that.
I think Confessions is up there for me. Like
the one where they didn't even talk.
Yeah. It's because of the themes and the metaphors.
I get it. I know.
That gets me every time. I think I just
really like drama.
I thought 13 was amazing. With Eddie.
I did like 13. I like 13.
This is gonna come as a shock to absolutely no one, but 11 is my favorite.
I saw that coming.
And it's not like, obviously I miss Eddie, but he's so there, even not being there.
Yes.
That's what's incredible about it. And it's not even just Buck's storyline. Like, Bobby is feeling that loss too.
Hi, Kenny. Kenny, we're talking about our favorite episodes of the season now that it is done. Or favorite moments. Like, you guys can tell us your favorites too.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be about the same for everybody, but
favorite moment from the season. Why, thank you for asking. Every insane thing that came out of Buck's mouth in episode 11. Also, just the scoff shore. One of my favorite moments is a Tommy line. Insane. That's how good that episode is.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just,
I have a favorite line. I don't think I have. I don't have a favorite. I can't tell. I don't want to talk about it. You guys know what it is.
Yeah.
You guys know what it is.
No, you wouldn't be. You'd make it all about you.
The trials and
tribulations of Evan Buckley. Tragedy. 97.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the gayest fucking thing he's ever said. What do you mean? Why'd you just have that loaded up, ready to go in the queue? Like,
I forgot about Masks. I love
Masks is really good.
I think
controversial,
Masks is
I guess, because I think
it is a controversial opinion.
I
love me a silly, goofy Buck episode.
And it's silly, goofy, but it also has so much like metaphor. I love a metaphor.
Incredible. Are they with the ring pop?
Oh,
damn it! I'm really okay. I'm annoyed again.
Why?
No, because I really like the use of sweets. With Eddie.
Yeah,
because like the indulging of the sweets, because and then how it kind of reverted in 17 because it looked like he was just having like coffee the entire time, like especially black coffee. Like, so I really liked what they did there. I hope that they kind of bring that back. And then the other thing that I liked also was like looking at the background and looking at all of the pictures, because I feel like a lot of the props in the set in the background like was telling like telling a story, because like, you know, when when Eddie was still living at his house, like you had all of those pictures of family and Buck and Christopher and the three of them together, and then all of that. And then when Buck moved in, I mean, there was a picture of G. Well, in the refrigerator, he had the pictures of like literally everyone. And then as we got to 17, it was like literally they were all gone.
And kind of the same with the fridge as well.
Yeah, the fridge. Right? I was talking about the fridge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the mantle because they were doing that for both, I think.
Yeah. The mantle too. It's just that I thought it was weird that, I mean, it wasn't weird. I guess like it's just the disappear it was like what's the word I'm looking for? But like it was like the family
absence.
There was an absence of family on that mantle. The only person that you had in there was G.
Yeah.
So
which is like kind of reinforcing that idea of like Buck being alone, right? Yeah. Fridge theory.
Let's not call it that.
No, okay. I'm sorry.
Photography? No.
Family photo theory. I don't know.
Whatever.
Family portrait.
Yeah. Moose says 9, 10, 11, 12 were great. That was a fantastic run. Also really loved the season opener. B NATO was just so insane. I loved B NATO so much. I thought it was amazing. So out there. And so like silly, goofy fun. Like 911 way.
I still think it's funny. And no, this is not funny. No, I just thought the promo was funny. The release of a certain title on a certain day.
When the Boeing gets tough.
Yep. Released on the day.
After we reworked our entire week of social media promo. Because we were like, oh shit, we can't be talking about explosions this week in September. And 911 was like
really bad.
Oh well.
When the Boeing gets tough. Bro.
Oh my god.
They released it on that day too. Yep. Like what?
Was
anyone thinking? Clearly.
Well, it was like that typical like 3 week it shows up like 3 weeks in advance of the episode, but like they've held titles before and they should have realized to do that for that one. And they did not.
I think they need to hire someone new in their PR department. That's just a suggestion.
Just like an extra set of eyes.
I like the people who are running the social media, though.
Yeah.
Buddy maxing on me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for asking, Christian.
We have strong opinions. It should be Buddy.
It needs to be Buddy, but what kind of emergency? I know you said water.
I mean, just because the water ones eat, but like I will accept anything.
I really, really, really need one of them to have a near-death experience. I'm sorry. It's the only way we're gonna get big forward momentum, and I need one of them to have a realization toot sweet at the beginning of that season because it's gonna up the drama and the tension, and it's like Buck's so much closer. Okay, so it's probably got to be him. So like, let's almost kill Eddie. But he needs to be conscious.
Yeah, conscious NDE. No, just lying there.
But him losing Eddie choosing to come back, and then him almost losing him. Oh, he would have no choice but to know.
I would also kind of like to see Buck get hurt and then like Eddie have to deal with that.
I need Eddie to paramedic him.
Does that mean okay. All right, so I raise you this. Eddie NDE opening emergency. Buck NDE mid-season or season finale.
Yeah. Okay. Down with that.
Okay.
Down with that. Kenny asks, hold on, did Chim become captain? I couldn't watch the last few minutes. Not officially. It was very heavily implied that will be his next move. Like that will be part of his story going forward. Him being captain.
Oh,
like he's not officially captain, but he captained up.
They're setting it up.
Yeah, they're setting it up real strong. I think we will
know
see
how
that.
like when you're in like grade school and you accidentally call your teacher mom? Hen did that to Chim, but called him Cap because he was giving big Cap energy.
He was. It was like the spirit of Bobby like moved through him.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great moment. But yeah, Buddie opening emergency.
I'm also going to say something so controversial right now.
Yeah, so brave.
Yes, so brave. So with actually, okay, maybe I'm going to flip-flop. Maybe Buck NDE at the beginning. Because I think that could forward his storyline where I'm like, he needs to do things outside of the 118. I need him to be hurt in a way that he can't go back to work for a while again. We need to mirror season 3. Okay.
Oof.
We need to mirror it, but make it better, but progress, because his character has evolved, but also we need to see more evolution like through that. So we need to see him be faced kind of the way we did with Eddie, right? Where we had several things happen this season where he could have done the same thing that he had done in early seasons, but he didn't. Like most recently in these last 2 episodes, right? Where he could have just done the easy thing, ran away instead of like doing the hard thing, but instead he did the opposite of what earlier seasons him would have done. So I need that. So let's give him an NDE and hurt not his leg.
No, not the leg.
Like
just break a hand or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A wrist.
Ribs. Break ribs. Those take a long ass time to heal.
I don't know
if a collapsed lung.
Oof.
You know, it's all the rage.
It's all the rage?
Didn't Hen have one?
Not. Huh?
Hen just had one.
Oh my god.
All the kids are doing it.
Oh my god.
And I would listen, high key drama, the things that I would love to see for Buck and Eddie, but I think I want it like closer to where we're at the surface with Eddie realizing his feelings. Things that I would love that I normally hate as tropes just overall, but I love for Buck and Eddie: presumed dead and coma. Like not coma. Amnesia. Amnesia. Give me Hollywood amnesia. Give me presumed dead. Give me both of them. Because oh my god, the other person is so happy they're alive, but oh my god, then they don't remember you.
I think I really only prefer amnesia stuff in fics, and like Buddie is really the only thing that I will read amnesia fic with, because
so
I just something about it.
If they're gonna see, I'm actually against it, but I'm here for it if it's like a 2 or 3 episode.
It would just be 2 or 3. It's Hollywood amnesia.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, look what happened. I don't trust, like I said, and I go back to what I keep saying. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone, especially with what I just saw.
Yeah. So Kato says so much. No, you're fine. Says so much of Buddie's greatest hits this season to end a season like this, though. That's why I'm kind of thinking they would do a Buddie opening emergency. It might have something to do with water, especially like AJ's talking about, like maybe 9 is the season for a Buckley Diaz family NDE, because there was also so much that we were thinking about of like, you know, kids getting hurt, or like Chris specifically with like the water stuff and swimming. So like maybe this time it's not Buck and Christopher like having the NDE, is like all 3 of them.
I raise you Buck and Eddie presumed dead together because they're stuck in an
That's
underwater
so much
cave.
drama for Christopher, though.
I don't care.
I don't know if that
doesn't deserve that kind of trauma again.
Just presume dead for a couple days. It'll be fine.
I'm sorry. It's just,
who's gonna tell him?
You know what my problem is? It's just anytime when we think like any storyline where it feels like Christopher needs to be on screen for a long time.
Well, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, because of Gavin's, his situation. So I just I can't even make myself imagine it because of the logistics behind that. So I just but I was thinking,
but he wouldn't be on screen for a long time with that. I'm talking about Buck and Eddie.
I know.
I'm talking about there's like a hurricane or something. In
California?
They get knocked into. I don't know.
They get hurricanes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, sir, I don't live in California.
Jesus
they
Christ.
do. It's the Pacific hurricanes.
There's hurricanes? Some. Oh my God. That's not the important part. I'm sorry.
We thought we were special.
I did.
Special.
Oh my God. Florida's the only place in the world that gets hurricanes.
No, I don't. Right. I just thought it was more. Well, whatever.
They usually start like in the Pacific, so it doesn't always get over to California, or it like is.
It goes to Japan, right? Like the typhoons go like more.
Those would come from, I think. I don't know exactly. I forget.
We're not weather people. That's not what we're here to talk about. I'm here to talk about some sort of emergency where Buck and Eddie get knocked into the water and are like shoved way down, but they find an underwater cave.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, that's all. I don't care.
I almost want
give me the realism to make it happen. I don't. Care.
Okay. Well, I'll raise you this. I want to presume dead Christopher.
Wow. And they would have done it this season.
I know, but maybe they pushed it back.
I don't want to continue the theme of kids in danger. I think we can let that die.
We can let that go. But yeah, a hurricane kind of would eat.
A secret volcano under LA season 9. Sammy, no.
Like I am kind of on board with like an out of season freak.
Oh yeah, he would be available way more for like an opener.
Yeah, because of Summer and No School.
Oh, true. Okay, okay, that's
cool. We're still
all right.
We're
locked in. We're set.
We're in the game. But yes, I'm okay. I'm kind of on board with an out of season freak hurricane because that gives the water, that gives wind stuff like Be NATO, kind of. Not really, but yeah. They haven't done a hurricane yet. They've done a lot of natural disasters, but they have not done a hurricane.
We could also, this is not even talking about the kind of disaster, but whatever happens, if we get Buck getting hurt in a way that makes him not be able to go back to work, maybe he was ready to move out, but now he has to like be supervised, so he has to stay.
Oh,
so that makes all the things have to happen.
I will accept
that he has to stay there to continue to be roommates. He has to let people take care of him, which he does not. He's not famously been able to do. And then he has to, well, not has to, but like, no, he would have to, like, as just character progression, find hobbies and friend type people outside of the 118.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of Buck not being able to go to work, but I will accept it on that kind of basis where it's like he has to kind of stay within
it's for like
Eddie's orbit. Yeah.
Wouldn't be that long.
That's fine.
A summer camp, like surf camp thing with Chris then. Whitewater rafting.
Ooh.
That would be interesting.
I'm just saying, like, if you put their kid in danger, like they both have to. I just imagine the whole, like, both of them instead of, how it was just like Buck, I just kind of want to see both of them work together to go find them.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was kind of hoping for the end of this season before they fucked us royally with Bobby.
I thought yeah,
I thought when we were like coming up with theories for how we were gonna get like the Chris and Eddie NDE that they were building up towards, we were like, oh my god, what if they do like Buck and Eddie save Chris together, or Buck saves Chris and Eddie sees it this time, because that would really like push him forward. I think if Eddie, and I've said this before, if you guys listen to us, you've probably heard me say it. I'm so sorry. I'm going to say it again. But I think if Eddie had been there in the tsunami or seen like drone footage of what Buck did to save Chris.
And what Buck did like in the well,
they'd be married.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like then we would have had the whole like, you did that for me from 809 like years earlier, basically. So
you know what?
And
you're right. It doesn't have to be a natural disaster.
No, it doesn't. That's just usually what they tend to go with, because it's like big and epic sort of stuff, but it doesn't have to be.
So sparkly water throwback. But Chris is actually there this time.
Ooh.
Oh. It took me a second. It's usually because we refer it as fizzy water, I think.
Oh, I've heard it both ways.
I have not.
Thank you, Jill.
Yeah. Quite true. Steph says, I'm assuming this is about Eddie, like didn't he hear Chris's POV like from the tsunami? Yes, he did, but like
but he was also 8 years old.
Chris was 8 years old and was, was only processing so much.
And hearing about it and seeing it are different.
Yeah. Because like you're imagining things, but you're not like seeing it in front of you. And I think that hits in a different way. So like he did hear Chris's POV, and that was the important stuff of Chris thinking that, Buck saved him. And I think that's all that really mattered in that instance. So that's what I think. Kato says, Eddie being, you're not going anywhere. That would be a nice like flip around.
Or what?
Yeah. You're leaving like it's nothing. You can't go anywhere. The amount of earworms that we get from this show is wild. I've never had so many earworms, like lines delivered in such a way that like scratches my brain. There's so many.
What collection should I put this ET reaction in on Patreon? Special episodes?
Probably. It is a special episode.
Maybe just Patreon exclusive.
We could do that. Let's see. Oh, Shadow, yes. I think, have we talked about this before? Like a bottle episode of all of the 118 kids going on an adventure. I think that would be so fun.
Oh, that'd be cute. We have Denny and Christopher, Gian. Yeah.
Because they are all like their family. That would be really, really fun. I almost don't want them to have any sort of emergency situation.
What the fuck?
What?
I'm not putting it on the screen, but what EJ just said.
I gotta look.
I'm scared to Google that.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
moving on.
Okay.
Let's go back to 118 kids going on an adventure. I think they deserve like a if they do kind of like a Ferris Bueller's day off sort of scenario, that would be really cute. They might I wonder if they would probably wait till like some of the kids are a little bit older. I think that would be hysterical and so fun. And like I think they could do that because 911 like so often gives these young kids, these young actors like a lot to chew on for a performance. But yeah. Steph says, I haven't watched the full episode, but from the clips I've seen, it feels to me like this could be a way for us to get Buddie from the beginning. Not closing. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like they're really setting it up, I think. In a big way. Oh, and May and Ravi supervise a day trip for all of them. That would be perfect. Sorry, that's Carter's. Yeah. So like May and Ravi are like the little chaperones.
Okay, that's cute. I like
that
it.
That would be so cute. And they're like having fun what if it's something kind of like I'm thinking something silly, goofy, but like really interesting kind of like treasure hunt almost. And not necessarily like they would have to do an emergency, but maybe they like almost like solve something. I don't know.
Something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they solve a case of something, like a mystery.
Scavenger hunt or like yeah, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. That would be cute. Escape room.
I was gonna say escape room got wrong, but I wanted to keep it to myself.
No, an escape room emergency.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be pretty funny.
Basically, we just want like a bottle episode. Give us a bottle episode. Steph also says like the firefighter games that I think Oliver was talking about, kind of like a field day. That would be really cool. That I don't know if that would be like a bottle episode per se, but like I would love to see that.
I just had a thought they could do it. They kind of like the pickup basketball game. They could do that.
Yeah.
But they run into different stages. This is how you bring the plot device back, actually.
No. No, thank you.
Okay, so out of pocket and random. I love Rob Benedict. I don't want to see him again on 911.
No, he's a harbinger of death.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs to stay far, far away from all the things Rob that Benedict I hold dear.
So yeah, yes, the guy who plays
stay
like
with
Ozzy.
The cursed show.
Yeah,
that's over.
Ozzy, the pizza delivery driver. Yeah, that was.
Should have known. It's because I just saw a picture of him and I was like, oh no. Yeah.
Love him. Need him to stay away.
He hugged Bobby.
That is alternate universe Chuck. I'm sorry.
It is. Never want to. I don't want to see you again. I'm sorry.
I don't think we have a problem with that. Like, I would. Oh, speaking of Supernatural, though, you know what I would love? For Richard Speight to direct an episode. I think that would be so good. I feel
so
like
if you're a Supernatural fan, get your other Supernatural fan friends and start campaigning for that while you're at conventions and stuff. I haven't gone in years, so I
know. I feel like Rich's like style of cinematography, like his nice. Viewpoint would like mesh really well with Andrew Mitchell, who's the DP this season, and like I feel like stylistically there would just be a lot that they could work with. I think that would be such a great collab to have Richard Speight with like direct something for 911.
Mm-hmm.
That would be I want that so bad. Our petition of 3 names, us. That would be cool.
I also just need them to get Jensen and Misha on this show as guest stars at some point. Thank you.
Yes. That would be...
Unless that's also a sign of... opening the Super Mega Turbo. Maybe not. No, I mean my ideal scenario, if they ever bring those two in, I highly doubt it that they would. Well, I don't know. Who knows? I know Misha would do a guest role. I don't know about Jensen because he's Jensen, but
He's a big star now.
Yeah. My ideal scenario is that they play two firefighters and Buck and Eddie have to watch them interact.
Yes.
Wait, if they're part of the if it's meta and if it's the French mistake all over again, and it's like Jensen and Misha are the actors who play the firefighters in the Hot Shot show. Yeah, I would love that because then it's like a little wink, wink, nod, nod to like everything.
But if they do that, then I know Tim Minear is using that show as a guide.
Oh God, no.
Hopefully,
should be a what not to do guide.
We love that show so much. Love-hate relationship. It's fine.
I love the characters. Saying I love the show is a strong statement.
We tolerate the show.
Yes. It's like an abusive relationship.
We go round again.
They need to put that song on 911. I don't know how, but they should.
I know.
Controversial opinion.
Bad Omens.
I'm kind of tired of that song.
That's okay.
Fair. It's fair.
I still think it's great.
It's fine. I don't think it's like the Buddy song.
No. But I love seeing the edits to it.
Sure.
Have that little like je ne sais quoi. You know? So What? Jill, I like your brain. Jill said, wait, just the
wait,
Jill,
I like your brain.
Your gears are turning. Ours are not. They're still like broken from all of the press and the videos from earlier. Jill says, just thought of something. Didn't Tim refer to this finale as a mass casualty event? And then Gerard said that they saved everyone.
Yes.
You are correct. You are correct.
Probably a lot of people died in like all the explosions all over the place.
Yeah. We didn't see that though.
Well,
it happened off screen.
His new favorite thing is for shit to happen off screen. So
yeah. I mean, I guess you could have like a mass casualty event, like with potential for mass casualty. Because that's what like a building collapse would be. But I guess it doesn't like necessitate actual mass casualties.
No.
But that was a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. It's very interesting. The mass casualty event of apartment suites. Yeah. that was the mass casualty event. Oh my God. AJ, realism has become to the 911 fandom what evil was to Mermaid. Evil. Oh my God. You know, every villain is Lemons. I'm gonna go. All right, nobody even said no. Great. Now I'm just gonna stay.
I'm just shaking my head at you.
Trying to assemble our live reaction.
Oh, I was gonna do that later.
Well, I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay. I thought we were just gonna have fun.
I am having fun, but my ADHD was getting the better of me, so. And I don't want to scroll social media because I did that for 5 seconds and was like,
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm the bravest soldier right now.
Yeah, no.
If you guys see me make faces,
I read like 4 tweets and was like, maybe I'll just delete all my apps.
It's bad out here. It's really bad out here.
Yeah.
Oh no. I like our little positivity corner.
Yeah, like I'll just be hanging out on Discord a lot and refreshing my Patreon subscriptions for art and living on AO3 like I do, you know.
That's not different.
It is different in the way that I just like won't be
on
social media, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, we'll let the people.
I get why people are upset. I get
of course, like it's valid. It's valid.
I just don't. I don't understand. I mean, I understand the trauma of being queer baited before, but this is not queer baiting
because it's not done yet.
No,
it's still
A3 recommendations on Patreon.
I have to say, because I've seen people ask on social media, like they're like, "Oh, Destiel fans, is this as bad as what we got?" And people are responding with, "No, this is worse." And I'm like,
"It's not.
You guys do not know.
No,
you don't know. You don't know how bad that was." Being in the I think between you two, I think I was in the fandom short, like less than you two, because I think I started in 2014.
I watched it for 6 seasons live. Yeah,
2010.
So me, I think I was 5, maybe. Yeah, you were the longest. I mean, it's not as bad. It's really not as bad. You had people. Well, you had people. You had actors in interviews, conventions, and you had was it like the president of Warner Brothers or someone, or the CW, who was like, that's not happening.
Yeah, the CW.
You had so they shot that down. What's ABC doing? Opening the opportunity to ask questions about it. Then you had people screening questions at fucking conventions. You couldn't approach the actors about it. You couldn't do anything.
It was literally tabooed that you could not talk about it. We had an actor part of half of the ship saying flat out it doesn't exist in like a derogatory manner.
That was the one that you and I were at.
No, I was at home. That was the year after.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Were you there?
Experiencing it live. I was not there, but I was experiencing
the
reaction of it live. Yes.
No, that was the gold panel of one of the ones that I was at, but I wasn't in that panel. I just like saw it online. I was like, oh great, this one's gonna go down in infamy. So,
and not to mention, I mean, the fandom response, right? So like you had I don't want to compare them to that other ship, but like you had a certain group of people that shipped something else, and they were unfortunately very loud and very like it was just really bad. It was just really bad, and
there was a lot of animosity.
Yeah. No, this is nothing.
No,
like nothing compared.
Like in terms of queer baiting of like the PR stuff, this is totally different. I think it also is totally different from like within the show, because with Supernatural you had that love confession in like the third to last episode of the series, and then you never brought it back up
ever again.
Yeah, so it's like that one, there wasn't an opportunity to really like do anything with that because the story was basically done, right? So like at that point it is kind of baity. But and I'm just looking at stuff within the text of the shows. But when it comes to 911, the story is not done. I think that entire last song of the episode was like, the story hasn't ended.
I caught that. Yeah, I caught that.
Also, let's be clear, it can't even be fully queer baiting because Buck is bisexual.
Exactly.
So it can't be full queer baiting. We can queer baiting for Eddie. We can have queer baiting for them dangling their relationship in front of us. But all of the signs of a show saying, fuck you, this is never going to happen, they are not giving us. Yeah. And, you know, correct me if I am wrong, because like I've done my research, but I have only been here since season 7. In seasons 5 and 6, after the network put the kibosh, they were not allowed to
like
ask questions about this.
Yeah.
It was like supernatural. Like it was taboo. You could not, like
that's what I heard.
publicists could not talk about it. Like, so the fact that they're now allowing it again after they're on the network, like it was allowed last season too, a little bit, right? Like but it's really, really ramped up since episode 9 of this season. But it started last season. Like once they switched networks, they started allowing those questions to be asked sometimes. So like that's already a positive sign, and the network already gave you one of the characters canonically queer and didn't just have them come out, had them date a man, kiss a man multiple times on screen.
That's not baiting because it's
had him hook up with him as his ex. Like it's just not anywhere near the same. We don't have mockery in the text of it.
God.
Like some of the meta that we got when I like, if you aren't a fan of Supernatural, like when we were talking about meta earlier, and I was like, the stuff that I didn't like about the meta in Supernatural is that they were like, fuck you, actually. And it was always about Destiel. It was always about Destiel.
And I think some of the mockery, I wasn't involved in all of Teen Wolf for like all of the time, but I think they did more, like they did some mockery and some very specifically PR queer baiting as well. I remember specifically the one with Dylan O'Brien and Tyler Hoechlin, where they were like, we're on a ship.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is like PR queer bait. But I think there was also like more stuff like kind of mockery in the show as well. But none of them were like, Styles was never confirmed as queer either, and well, neither was Derek. But so I think we have like 3 or 4 people who are like ship baiting is probably a better word to use.
But I wouldn't even call it that yet. Like until they put the kibosh on it again, because they did in seasons 5 and 6. If I, again, correct me if I am wrong, but they did put the kibosh on it. Like Kristen Rydell was saying, that's not a thing. That's not the intention. Like the romanticism is not a thing. And that is not really a thing that we ever get them flat out saying in seasons 7 and 8. It's always whatever they decide to do. And like when Tim talks about it, it's always very like positive. Like
I know there was that one quote from a couple of years ago where they were like, go read some fan fiction sort of thing, which
that was from
season 6.
Yeah.
Kristen Rydell.
Okay.
Yes, I believe that was from Kristen Rydell.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Never mind. She'll never redeem herself.
I'm pretty sure that was Kristen Rydell. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Someone has to know.
Gigi says we were definitely all burned by Supernatural, but it doesn't make this oversaturated press run not a bait. No, I think it's not baiting because it's introducing rather than.
I think it's introducing.
Yeah. Because I think they do have legitimate intention to develop it. Like it's baiting for views. Well, all press is baiting for views. Just like in general. So like they drum stuff up anyways, but I think specifically because this press run has been so like generally focused on like the next seasons, like the stuff going forward, not necessarily the finale episode, right? Because we were like, people were saying like, there's barely any questions about the finale. And it's more just like general.
Like, what would you like to see?
9-ish.
Where are they going to be at?
So I think there is like legitimate intention to follow up and to make it a thing.
And Tim Minear, and sorry, I just zoned out, so I'm so sorry for repeating what you just said. Because I was trying to find the quote. I can't. But
okay,
Tim and Oliver have both said several times that they do not want to be accused of queer baiting. So they know what it is. They're well aware of it.
There's already an article with queer bait in the title.
Is that the Screen Rant one? I saw someone mention that.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my shocked face that it's a Screen Rant article.
Yeah. Gigi says it was a great Chim episode and we got 0 Kenny press. I mean, he was there for the upfronts. I think Yeah, I would have loved to see another Kenny interview. I'm wondering if we'll get any. I know we're not getting like a lot of post episode press at the moment. I don't know if they'll like catch up with some of like the 118 like over the hiatus sort of stuff. I have a feeling it would be more of that as we approach closer to 9A, and then they'll do another push like this again that will be kind of like general in what we can look forward to, and then we'll have a lot of like chimney stuff. It's Kenny Kenny articles, and they'll pick back up on like Buck and Eddie and Buddie and everybody.
Which finale was it, 9 or 10 with Metatron?
9.
That was
9. Okay, so in Supernatural, one of the biggest.
Where was that 8?
What? There's 2.
No,
it's the one where he's like he's in love.
9.
Oh, that's 9.
9. Okay, so in the season 9 finale of Supernatural, there is an angel that basically takes over. He cons everyone. He cons everyone and takes over heaven. And he does this by manipulating Castiel, an angel. And basically he has this moment where he's like basically bragging about it. He's bragging about like his conning.
Like I won, ha ha ha.
Yes. And talking about how he knew like his weakness, and his weakness is that he's in love. Big dramatic pause with humanity, and then it cuts to Dean.
Yeah,
who is humanity. So there was
like
that
like
moment.
series long the metaphor for humanity.
Yep.
Yeah. So like that's kind of baity because they never did anything about it.
No, but there were so many fucking moments like that where they blatantly were like, here's text, it's in the text, he's in love, and then did nothing.
In
so
the opening of
the baiting,
like the opening in season 10, I think, where it was like this angel was, or demon or someone was talking to Cass, and it was like, I thought you and Dean were attached at the you know.
Oh yeah.
At the you know.
And wasn't most of it like addressed to like all of this kind of like baity stuff addressed to Castiel as well, which is also really interesting. So, but this is another show. Yeah.
Sky, protect your peace. Are you on the Discord? I just am assuming all of you, because I'm so used to seeing you, are on the Discord, and if you're not, join the Discord so we can talk to you when we're not live streaming.
You join the Discord through
Patreon.
Yep.
You can do it through any tier.
And be the free one. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I think so. I just don't know how, but I know people have. I know it's a possibility. But yeah,
if you have any questions, let us know.
We're not going to be spiraling about this. Do we have critiques? Yes. We thought it was a good episode, but yeah, we are really frustrated with like how things kind of just didn't follow through and fully
didn't all pan out in
the way it should have.
It doesn't feel as complete when you like zoom out.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Honestly,
to look at.
I didn't have to run a Twitter for the podcast,
I'll do it.
I feel like I'm pretty good at ignoring it.
Yeah,
honestly, I think my timeline's been very curated lately. I mean, I see the shit show that's happening, but like,
well, yeah. The problem is when stuff like this happens, then even the people who are normally level-headed,
like pretty positive, yeah. And it's just because like, and again, I wouldn't even say for something like this that there's like too much expectations. I think for certain things there are always too much expectations when it comes to like, you know, I don't think any of us thought like there was going to be a buddy kiss, but a lot of people thought, and we were just like, no. But like that kind of stuff aside, I think, and I think maybe some of the Bobby stuff also plays into this a little bit as well, like just naturally. So not even that like expectations were high, but that there were very emphatic expectations because of, again, a lot of the stuff that was thread through the entire season and hasn't really been, they haven't closed the book on a lot of it in a way that like makes sense. They've just kind of like boop, like swept it kind of like aside for a little bit.
So Jill, literally how they could have made me 100% more satisfied with this was literally just have Buck and Eddie have a conversation in the home before we see him looking for a house or see him
Okay.
talking to Chris. Just having a conversation, and I know they filmed it. I know they filmed it from that behind the scenes shot. So like they could have just kept that in.
Wait, which behind the scenes shot?
The behind the scenes shot where you see the blocking tape from
You sure that wasn't Gavin? Gavin's
it
tape.
Could have been.
I think
I don't know what Gavin's tape is, but like
no,
but like also
I think the reference someone made, Gavin has a different color.
Yeah. But also
I didn't
like why
see
would
that in that one?
Why would they go ahead?
Well, the first reference I saw, Gavin wasn't in that reference.
But that still wouldn't be where the blocking tape was, because it was like standing up, not near any furniture, literally like this close to each other.
Also, like in the scene, like Christopher is in the chair.
Yeah.
Which is not where that marking was.
No.
And like why would you put like a marker there unless there was just
chair?
Yeah, but that was like further away from where their chair was. Like I don't know. I'm okay to like just like
whether they filmed or not, I'm pretty sure they did. They could have just given us a conversation to have any sort of resolution.
That I agree with.
Because they didn't even have a conversation.
Again, it was confessions. Like
it was literally just, I heard some dick was being mean to you, so I thought you could use some cheering up. That was it. There wasn't a conversation. They haven't had a conversation, like a conversation about both of them to each other the entire season.
I feel like they haven't had a conversation since season 7.
Yeah.
Since
Buck came out. You don't know me. 705. That was the last time. Well, no.
Yes.
Buck talked to Eddie about the Kim situation.
That's not about them.
Talk about both.
About them. Okay. Yeah. The last time they had like a talk about them was in 705. So that to me makes it even like,
because normally their talks are two-sided. It's not just, I'm here to talk to you about your issue. They do that. But a lot of their talks are, what makes them so great is that it's give and take. It's like, tell me what's going on with you. Tell me, like, they're there for each other. And it's balanced. It's not just like, I'm just here for you. Because that's like all we got this season was just Buck being there for Eddie. And then this one episode where Eddie needed him to be there for him and he wasn't. And so they fought.
Yeah.
That was it. that was the season. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still happy with a lot of the moments we got with them, but like it was all very obviously building to something. And I didn't think it was going to be buddy canon in the sense of like them getting together or being a huge confession. I really just thought
it was a conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah. And I think we'd been talking about that specifically since like our first season 8 special.
Since episode 1.
Yeah.
Since episode 1, we were like, they didn't talk. And then it kept happening. We were like, they still didn't talk.
They didn't talk. Oh, confessions. And they didn't actually share a word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like they've talked, like they've shared, back and forth, but not like conversated.
Yeah.
John, I think they cut a lot of things out. Yeah, like just in general, I think they do, but that
I think just looking at this like as what we have right now, I'm kind of like trying to remove the external, like what kind of story they're telling. I think that is intentional, that they haven't really had like that more meaningful conversation since like 705, and it's just very interesting that it was Buck's coming out. That's really interesting. That kind of just like built this. I think was it you, Rachel, that I was talking to, that it built this wall between them.
Yes it was.
So we're back to wall theory.
Yeah and I think it is something that's kind of like that was simmering under the surface after 705 in season 7. It kind of came a lot more to the forefront in 8, especially with confessions. And I think they're doing that intentionally. They just haven't gotten to the opportunity for them to like bring it home, sort of. And I really think that they were going to do that.
Yeah.
By the end of 8, but then you know what, the Bobby stuff. So
Bobby stuff.
Yeah, I think that really did kind of like sideline a lot of stuff that they were maybe planning to do. So like, and that's why I'm like okay with it, because I'm pretty confident that they will be picking that back up and like building on it in a way that will probably come to a head at some point in season 9. Like it kind of has to. We just like point blank, we can't have another season of Buck and Eddie like not
having nothing happening, because then we won't be crashing out, we'll be angry.
Yeah, and I mean there was kind of like a little bit of a like the most communication they had that I'm glad they did put in here, because it also like emphasizes when they're together how much they weren't talking. But the most they talked over the whole season was when Eddie was in El Paso and they were FaceTiming and they were talking about important stuff. But it was mostly about Christopher or Eddie's parents, and not necessarily them specifically. So like it's a step in the right direction, and I'm glad we saw that, but it's still not like everything that we need. It's just like, okay, they're still there for each other, but like they need to really dig deep into their own relationship.
But what's insane to me is we had almost no movement for Eddie this entire season, and he's still had more character development than Buck did. And Buck had so much screen time.
I mean, Buck was just kind of like going through it.
But his whole storyline was abandonment issues McGee and Eddie. Like, that was his storyline, and then we just had no follow through with that. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
And we had no... I'm now a Vertigo storyline hater, because that amounted to a bunch of a steaming fat pile of fucking nothing. And so then why did we do that? Why did we do that? Because what you did with the Texas stuff, he didn't have to be in Texas for any of that to happen. He didn't have to move there for that shit to happen.
Maybe.
Hi, Alexa, checking in.
Hey.
How you doing?
We're...
are you checking
contrary in? to my annoyance right now, I'm actually fine. I was just... we're talking about like some frustrations of like things not moving for Buck and Eddie's individual and combined storylines, and the way that they have been setting up this season and last season.
Steph, moving confused you. The move to El Paso, I think,
or moving out,
or the moving back to Texas. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think they had set up a whole bunch of stuff, and then I think they got a little distracted with the hot shots of it all. And
but
then
that's the thing. That's just bad. Oh, I know. It's just bad. Tim needs to be less distracted by his shiny little like toys to like throw back to his
Yowies.
No, it's not the yowies. It's the shiny toys of like, oh my god, I can do this story like that. I'm inspired by this movie that I like. I like when he does it, but it's like it shouldn't detract from the story that you set out to tell at the beginning of the season and have been telling the whole time.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling sometimes what happens is like they have like a plan set up, which is like a pretty solid plan. And then once they get like into the individual episodes, it kind of takes a little bit of like a little bit. Yeah. And I think I have more thoughts on that, but I can't fully articulate them at the moment.
I'm not even Alexa. I'm not even as mad about the hot shots. To me, what is the biggest waste of time is the Vertigo storyline, which I was a huge defender of. I thought it was brilliant because I thought that it was going to finally get some deep character work for Eddie and have him work through the Shannon guilt. Because I was like, why else would we be doing this insane storyline? It was like, oh, just to have an excuse for Chris to not be around. There's so many reasons that you could do that. And then you made him move to Texas for, again, no reason. Because all of the stories, which is very little, that we got with that whole storyline, which was, I'm sad, I messed up, I miss my kid, oh no, I'm going to be self-sacrificial for my kid. None of which is new for him. And then he like stood up to his parents. All of that could have been done without him moving there.
Yeah, which is why I tend to think that there were more elements to a lot of, specifically the Eddie storyline, that for whatever reason,
I'm sure there were plans to, but that's just, you can't lose the plot. Like literally, you can't lose the plot. You have to hit those beats, the big beats for the characters. Like I know that he sits down, like it's very collaborative. Tim and the cast have said for years how collaborative it is between them. So he sits down before each season and is like, what would you like to see happen for your character? So I know that like he sets up big beats for them before the season starts. So it's like, then follow through with the big beats, my dude. That's all.
Like he gets too invested in like the minutia that it's like it's hard to like pull back up to hit those larger beats, because I think they really do. They set up these really big larger beats, and it's very clear from the beginning of a season. And I think occasionally there are times when they kind of fall short of hitting those big beats as significantly as I think they could have otherwise, or in a different way. Steph says, like, exactly, having Eddie be there like for an extended weekend would have worked. Yeah.
They could have fixed that shit at the beginning of the season. There was no reason to drag it out that long. For the nothing burger we got of the character development from it. I'm mostly just irritated about Eddie's storyline.
I know.
For this season.
I know. I think that is like between for the three of us, at least, I think that is like the biggest criticism. Like not even critique. Like I think that is like an actual like slight
it's literally Harry Styles' voice. What are we doing here?
I taught you that.
I know.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, so like I'll definitely have to like revisit 8 as a whole, like do a quick watch through. I have no idea when that would be, but just to see like
before we do the season 8 wrap, I hope.
I can't do that. Well, maybe
put it in the background while you paint.
Yeah, I could put it in the background.
Half a season one day, half the other half the second day.
True.
I did half for like one Saturday. I just sat there.
You're gonna need to find something to do for the 4 days you can't hang out with Syl and I.
I'm gonna be painting. I need to get my painting done.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get my other stuff done for the podcast so I can get that done, because I am getting down to the wire. Yikes.
Exactly, AJ. Yeah. My thoughts. Exactly. Just. Yep. It had such potential, and that's why I was a huge defender of that storyline, because I thought it was like, I just like the drama. I was like, this is great. And then it was like really, and I can see the vision. I can see the vision of why we're doing it. And then
yeah, it's like they try to address every single thing that was on our wish list, like in 8A. And then once we got to 8, after 809, That's when they drop the ball.
It's the fucking. It's the. This is the season of too many two-parter emergencies.
Yeah.
We don't need. It's too many slices, Dad.
That's enough slices. Yeah, I think that is.
How many did we have? Like 4?
It was
we had
half
3-part
of the season.
opening emergency, and then we had I'm gonna count the episodes because I think it's half the season. 3-part opening emergency, then we had the 2-parter Maddie emergency, and then we had the Contagion arc, which I'm counting 3 episodes because that was 16. And then we had 17-18. It's more than half the season.
Yeah,
it is half if you want to take out 16 and tell me that's not part of the Contagion storyline, but it is.
I absolutely lump that into the Contagion storyline because it is directly like immediately related. So yeah, I think there's a lot that could have been done if there wasn't so much of a focus on those big emergencies. I'm not saying you can't do emergencies and they can't be like kind of bombastic, but like in these kind of like very heavy 2-parter sort of situations, because like it seemed and so much of that also was in 8B, like almost all of those were in 8B. Like 7 out of that 10 or like 6 out of the 9 was in 8B, which had,
I feel like this would have
9 or 10 episodes.
Even more balanced if we had split up the silly, goofy, nothing-ish isms of the hot shots and masks. Because that was all a bunch of like, there was not a lot happening there and it was silly, goofy. If we split that up amongst 8B, which literally was nothing except for Eddie's 2 episodes.
I think there was like honestly a little bit of emergency fatigue for me in 8B, just because it was like a lot of like you were saying, there wasn't a lot of like lightheartedness interspersed with things, and maybe that would have been different if they maybe it would have been a little different if they had like 12 and 13 moved back to where it was supposed to be. But it was just like boom, 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 like a lot of heavy stuff. And I think that like,
no, see, that's interesting. That's interesting. It sucks that we don't know what the formula is anymore, because we only have the 10 episodes of season 7, which I felt was I remember we were complaining about not having enough emergencies. And now we had so many emergencies.
Those aren't the kind of emergencies we were asking
for. So that's why I'm interested to see season 9 and what their like, their formula for the season is. Like, I hope that's not what we're doing. I hope we go back to a balance, because like, no, that's too many emergencies. Too many emergencies, not enough character work. I just feel like we went nowhere. We kind of went nowhere. It's like kind of half on the nowhere. I mean, because there's some things that I do feel, there are some characters I do think they had some growth. But then
it's not like everybody was completely stagnant, but it wasn't like, I think there wasn't
everyone
as much
except
momentum
Buck and
as
Eddie have had storylines and had growth. But Buck and Eddie, nothing.
Whoop asked if Grey's Anatomy, because Syl and I don't watch, have a lot of multi-part episodes too. Like, is that something ABC just likes?
That's what I'm wondering. What's the Rookie like? Can
not
someone
this
tell me?
Many. Not this many in a season. There's like a couple. And when they, because while Station 19 was still on, they would spread it out that way sometimes too, where it would be like a multi-episode event, but it would be a crossover that started in Station 19 or ended in Grey's Anatomy or vice versa.
So it would only take like 1 or 2 episodes as opposed to like 3. Yeah. For the Rookie, I'm only in like season 3, I think, but they've done a couple things that are like threaded through in arcs, and maybe a couple like big like, I wouldn't even say like that many like big 2-parters, but
I think 911 has great character work. I think I'm just frustrated with Buck and Eddie specifically, and it's not even the buddy of it all. But I think because that is where just the narrative has been having their stories go for a while, and then they weren't able to, that it's made them a little stagnant. And then B, since season 7 started and it's been very clear that's where they are going eventually, that's also made it stagnant because like they are drawing it out. And because, and this is not factual, this is just what I'm observing and pretending that I know how Tim Minear's brain works, is like, if he has the vision, he's like, it's happening, it's not like urgent for him or like a huge priority if he has to delay or push it out. But then the problem with that is that because their progression of their characters is tied up in each other, then it stagnates their characters too a bit. So like with Eddie, what else can we do with him until we make him gay?
Yeah.
He has been stagnant in a hamster wheel of self-hatred,
repression,
exploding, like imploding his fucking life, like once every year, every other year since season 4.
Yeah. Alexa, that's kind of my thought process as well. Like, I think that does play, okay, not to like tin hat too much or whatever, but I think the season 9 renewal plays a big part in maybe why they decided to kind of pivot to the Contagion arc, like such a big emergency multi-parter, because realistically, like really it's 3-parter as opposed to the 2, because we include the funeral of it all. I think the go ahead for season 9 really made them be like, oh, okay, well, maybe we want to like not address everything now and kind of move it over into season 9. So we're going to do this different thing, or maybe like ramp it up more than it was maybe going to be. And I think that is because I think those happened around the same times. I think the renewal announcement for 9 came out the same week as like the processional leaks, the funeral leaks.
God, I have not known peace a day since that. Take me back.
Something about that. I don't know. Steph was talking about for I think Eddie's arc, what they saw felt like he came into letting Chris be his own person, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think
not about him though.
It's about Chris. I mean, some of it, I think there was momentum there in the way that like
call back to you know how like Helena was like, I don't think
I get it,
but
yeah,
okay.
He has been breaking these generational curses and being not his parents like the entire show. So this wasn't really growth, it's just the continuation of what he's always done. I needed to see growth of him as a person. That was the whole thing that they set up. They told us that. They were like, we're going to see him what he is when he's not a parent or a firefighter or an army medic. Like, cause they were like, that's all he's ever been. I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
I love the stuff with Chris. Don't get me wrong. I just like, I want to see the other stuff too. And I think we will. I'm just like, I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah. Oh, and Alexis says maybe the Nashville greenlight was also played into the timing with how it would align for 8B.
That show hasn't even like started to like film yet, and I'm already tired of it.
Yeah.
Hey, does anyone know if, I hate to ask, this is random. Does anyone know if Dr. Odyssey is canceled? Anyone on chat who watches that, please let me know.
Tell us. We're in limbo.
Or tell me how that finale went, because I heard that Trenton didn't like it, so I just kind of want to know.
Oh no. Yeah. Alexis says it's on hold. What does that mean? It's just in the air.
So maybe like they'll decide mid-season, like our mid-season, so they could come back in January, not January, March, maybe.
I guess so. That's so interesting though.
That is interesting.
That's so weird, like combined with what they're doing with the like mid-season premieres for
the Rookie.
Yeah.
Isn't it like the second year they've done a mid-season for the Rookie too? And I'm just like,
I got no idea. But I thought that was one of their like better performing shows, or maybe it's because everyone who watches now watches the Rookie.
Is it because they broke up Gen 4? Because they're broken up right now, I think. From my understanding. But I don't watch the show. I don't know shit.
I think they're supposed to get back together in the next one. I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Oh, sorry, did I spoil?
I mean, I think we're all chronically online. Faith was asking about if we've seen the Screen Rant article. I think that's the one about like the queer baiting. We haven't read it yet, but we are aware of its existence.
I don't want to read it.
I'm not sure.
Read it, fam.
I'll probably read it.
I have to. We have to record this fucking episode. Yeah, but no, you don't. Probably not even like. That's probably like a review. Is anyone like? Is there?
It's probably an op-ed. I don't think it's an interview.
Okay.
If it came out after the episode, I think it's an op-ed.
Yeah, because I don't think they're supposed to. They're not going on a post-episode press anything. No, from my understanding.
No, which was also why I think like so much of the PR for this week was like generalized about season 9 because they're not doing like follow-ups for this.
Oh, I think that was smart then.
Yeah.
I think that was smart for them.
Yeah. No, they knew what they were doing there.
AJ, I think the crash out was the confession scene and him trying to transfer. I think that's what we're getting. Could they have him break down at a later time? Possibly, but
yeah, they could have built up on that.
Yeah. There is an Oliver interview.
Oh, ooh. I know what they're talking about, but I feel all of those answers still sound like they were part of this press junket.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably was. If anybody has the link to that,
I can find it too.
Thanks.
I saw it. I just read them, and I read some of the screen caps. I was just like, this is the same thing he's been saying throughout the press tour. So
yeah, because he was giving a lot of like prepared answers that were very similar, which I know then was like PR trained, because what I've noticed Oliver does when he does his interviews is he says similar things, but he always like tries to switch up the language a little bit, and this is the most like same answer sort of thing that I've noticed so far. I mean, that's just my observations. Steph was saying, I think I was thinking that it feels like if or when Eddie comes out, it should be something he explores on his own. So when Buddie comes together, it's not a I'm your I think you mean I'm your last, I'm not your first, I'm your last sort of thing. I flipped that around a lot. I think that's kind of what we were expecting from Eddie's arc this season, like, because it was set up so well to do that. So it'll be interesting how we kind of are like reverted back to I mean, he's on better terms with Chris, and he feels like more sure of himself and like his place in LA in the 118, I think, but like how the rest of that kind of falls into place will be interesting. We can talk about some more fun stuff now, because I feel like we're kind of getting into like a lot of the critique.
It's not a critique. I just am like, I think what we're going to get versus what a lot of people want is not going to be the same thing for him. And I'm not that upset about it because I think that he's Demi.
I do too.
So as much as I would love to see him have a whole like, I realize I'm gay and it has nothing to do with Buck, I don't think that's happening, because it makes sense for his character to realize he's the same way that like Buck didn't realize he was bi until he kissed a man who had things in common with the person he's actually in love with. He was like, oh my God, I can't be attracted to men. It's going to be like that, but like the opposite. Like, oh, I can have feelings for men because I have what is this feeling for Buck? Like, I think it's going to be attached to that.
Yeah, like a backwards sort of. Yeah.
Right. And I think that continues that theme that I've been saying where they've had a very significant like role reversal since like Confessions.
Yes. I think that's kind of where we placed it.
I would love to say that I think they're going to make him gay, but I think they will cop out and just not call it anything the way that they're doing for Buck.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And for Buck, I'm not even that pressed about it. I know a lot of people are. I'm just like, that's just
the Buck one doesn't bother me that much, no.
But like Eddie being, but as a bisexual, I reject Eddie being bisexual.
I actually might have,
That man does not, like, he loves women as friends.
As people.
He has never felt romantic attraction to a woman in his life. Like, Shannon was the closest because they were best friends.
And I think it speaks like how do I say this? I was gonna say, like, I don't even think like when he does get with any of his romantic interests over the seasons that we've seen him, like it's never been like a sexual like attract, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
he's always kind of used it as like a distraction sort of thing.
It's a distraction from the fact that he can't
I don't think you guys know
give them the like romanticism in a relationship. Like, we never see him doing romantic things with his partners. The only thing, like, we see Buck being romantic with partners. We see Eddie sleeping with his partners.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I have to figure out what I was trying to say.
Sorry.
But that wasn't it either.
No.
I think it was like somewhere around there, but it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say. I'll figure it out.
I'm not trying to diminish his relationship because I just don't think I don't think he was like repulsed by her sexually or anything. I'm not saying that he is like has not enjoyed like having sex with the people he's been with. It's that he doesn't feel romantic attraction. And I don't think he had romantic attraction to her. It was just the closest he ever felt because he's only actually like,
I mean, everything with Shannon, it was like he had to, because he had this sense of responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I guess that does speak to all of his other. Everything is, every time he gets into a relationship, especially with these women, is because of some kind of sense of responsibility, and all of it ties down to, guess who? Christopher. Shannon being pregnant.
He is so actually lesbian comp het coded. He uses sex as a distraction technique. That's such a woman thing.
Anna was just perfect. Just teach
the fact
her
that he fumbled that.
I know.
Yikes. And then what was Marisol's reason? Just because
okay.
That was something.
Yeah. We better get is this what this is supposed to feel like?
Yeah.
When he finally
I would love something like that where it's like he didn't realize that what he like experienced in the past wasn't but yeah, I would love a moment where he's like comparing or like looking back on his previous experiences and being like, oh, that wasn't what I thought it was, because it doesn't hold a candle to what this is, sort of thing. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't think he can be romantically attracted to women. That's what I'm trying to say. Does that make like demi-romantic, and I guess I don't even want to say, like, I think he is just gay, but I think he's just like, this is fine. I don't know.
Yeah. But Demi is major in there for sure. Yeah.
No, mate. Demi. This is how I've said it before. Demisexual, homoromantic.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
there it is. Thank you. Brain works so good right now.
Yes. Hong Kong Kweeboo, who I love your username every time I see it. Thank you for bringing us joy. Says the minute he couldn't be with Marisol physically, it devolved and fell apart. Yeah, so like it was kind of almost like the relationship was hinged upon that because they didn't really have much else to connect on.
They're never gonna give us Demi. I will just be happy if they say he's gay and not some ambiguous bisexual.
I will accept that. Yeah,
unsaid thing, or if he's bucksexual. I don't want that either. Because it'll be like literally, I don't know what I like, but I know I like you. I'm like,
see, that to me is a little bit more. That's a little bit more of a cop out than even like Buck not, saying
I don't want that,
saying bisexual. Because like Buck has said in the show, like I don't know which pond to jump in, like women or men. So like to me, that's as good as gold. Like
if they want to give us realism, they could give us a journey.
Fucking word.
If you want some queer realism, you can give him the journey where he thinks he's bisexual once he realizes that he is attracted to Buck or loves Buck. And then once he starts, encountering what a real relationship is like and what he should actually feel in all the different aspects, have him be like, oh no, I'm not. And that could take a while. It could, but that is a journey that a lot of lesbians have, where like they're like straight as the default, right? And then it's like, oh, I do find women attractive, so they think they're bisexual. It's a comp het thing. So they could do that. Give us some good realism that isn't, This doesn't bother me as much as it bothers everyone else.
No,
I don't know why, because I am bisexual. I don't know. It really doesn't bother me as much.
Because I think we've talked about this before, that like, I don't think necessarily like Buck has a label for himself at this moment now either. Like he's just kind of like accepted, his radical acceptance. He's just like accepted that part of himself, but not necessarily like looking deeper into it. Like he's just like, okay, yeah.
Because he doesn't do a lot of the self-reflection
in that way, sort of.
No. Yeah. So I really do think maybe once he starts looking into dating again, like actually, like if he goes back on the apps, or like
I'm
once
not sure
he's interested in,
but I'm not sure he will, because he has to learn the alone lesson.
Okay, but I'm saying if he does that, once he does start thinking about dating again, which he will, because he's a fucking Libra and he cannot be alone.
I don't even think Oliver wants to do that. Based on his answers, I don't even think he wants to do that.
He's gonna be too lonely. They can't keep him alone.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Even if he's just going on bad dates, but he's gonna have to fill out a box that's like, I like both men and women. That's all I was trying to say. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
No, sorry. Sorry. I didn't realize it was like more of a hypothetical as opposed to like a.
I'm just saying that's like how they could do it, and I think that there is going to be a dress next season for both of them getting back out there, because they've been single for a long time.
Yeah,
and they like briefly addressed it, but then never followed through with it, because like he hooked up with Tommy, and then no one wanted to encourage him to get back out there. Like a sister who was the one encouraging was like, I think the universe is going to send you someone special, and she was like, that's not what I fucking meant.
Not that one.
No.
Maddie said, not that one, universe. What are you doing?
The one that you're literally attached at the with.
Oh God. That was an out-of-pocket line for Supernatural to have. I'm sorry.
There's so many out-of-pocket lines.
Yeah.
But no, like they did address that in episode 7. Yeah, episode 7. When they had her bring that up, and he was like, but what pond do I jump back into? Yeah. So that's why I just think that like they could readdress that in a way that's very quick, where maybe he does download an app and he fills out a profile, because I love when they show us the profiles and I get to roast them for the stupid shit on them. But like have him just like literally, he wouldn't even have to say it. He could just click both the boxes.
Yeah. That's good to me. Like, yeah, like I'm with you. I don't need to hear him say it, because I think character-wise, he doesn't know.
Well, and he already came out to everyone, because that's normally the only time people go around saying what your sexuality is.
Mm-hmm.
Except when you're like our flavor of gay, and we say it all the time as it's part of humor.
Unless he does find a hobby and meet some new friends, and then he like introduces himself, and they get to like topics like that of, you know, do you have anyone special in your life?
He needs
Mildred or whatever old lady in the crochet.
He needs an old lady in his life. So like Eddie's gonna have Peppa.
Mm-hmm.
The Buck, I guess, is going to have one of his crochet old ladies. Crochet baking. We can do baking.
Mm-hmm.
It could still be baking.
I could also see him do like ceramics for some reason.
Yes,
that popped in my head, and I was just like, he needs to.
But actually, that would be bad for my health, so let's not do that. I was thinking along the line of
ceramics.
I
don't need to see that. That's pornography.
Throwing pottery. I didn't even think of that. I was just like, I feel like that he needs to do something like kind of creative and like productive. And
so I was gonna say, have him learn how to do chocolates, because that's like adjacent to cooking, baking, but it is more creative, and it is a lot more like labor intensive, because you have to do the tempering and.
Ooh, Steph says a new neighbor. That would be interesting. Ooh, wait. I like this. So if Buck finds a new place or whatever, and then he meets new neighbor, and then ends up hanging out with new neighbor, and oh my gosh, they're like new besties and do all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
It could be an old lady. It could be a not old lady. Maybe like
a fake out,
a young person.
Or Eddie.
And then Eddie starts getting jealous. And that's
you don't hang out with me anymore. What the fuck?
And then we do an Eddie jealousy arc that has nothing to do with that man. But like, and that could be so easily done if like Eddie comes over to Buck's place or whatever, and like neighbor person is already there and is like always there. And then Eddie's just like, I want some alone time. I want some best friend time. Why am I jealous? You know, I want your attention, sort of stuff. I like that.
I haven't checked socials yet. But not Twitter, I mean.
Oh, like the Instagram and the gram. Kenny says, I have a feeling Buck's gonna meet some people that he finds objectively attractive, and Eddie's gonna flip. Very possibly.
Sorry, you said Kenny said, and I was like, oh my god, there's a Kenny interview and a quote.
No, our Kenny.
I know.
Not Kenneth. I know.
I was like, no shit. Kenny Choi is also talking about jealous Eddie.
No, he would just be talking about the mustache and how much he misses it too.
As he rightfully should.
Yes. Like, I want to say that we are the number one mustache stans, but like, we're in a competition and we're losing to Kenneth every time. So,
yes, the fanfic, it was always going to be lit, but
yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the summer of fanfic going to be? Because we had infidelity last year. What is it going to be this year? Do we know yet?
Roommates.
Roommates. Okay.
Yeah,
and they were roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Roommates and jealousy. I still need, I'm not going to lie, I need 40 to 100 more. Eddie finding out that he slept with Tommy in their house. There are not enough of them.
In my house. In my house.
In our house. In our bed. I also love the ring light. It's not ring light. Is it?
The ring
doorbell? Yes, ring doorbell. Those 6. There are not enough because there's like a handful of them. Give me more of those.
Those are good.
I'm trying not to wake up my partner, so I will not say it louder.
Oh.
But thank you. Ring camera, thank you. Words are very hard for me today. It's not been a good brain day. It was scrambling itself when I woke up, and it kind of hasn't corrected itself. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Today was going to be like a weird day anyways. I think we all know that. Mm-hmm. R. Kenny says, every time I hear someone mention Kenny Choi, I feel like they're talking about me. That's fair. That would be confusing. That would be confusing. Anytime I hear my name, I'm like, what? Most of the time, they're not talking to me. Wow. Ooh, there's already a fic hating all of the places Buck's looking at. I know that's right.
Oh, I love that genre. There's already.
I love that.
I love
Oh, I'm sorry. Eddie sabotaging a little bit?
Wait, is it new or is this one that already exists? Because I've read that 3 times. No, like there's a couple versions of that. Yeah, it was good.
I do love that. Thank you.
DM it to me too, or Rachel can just send it to me. It's fine.
That's fine.
Jill, are you in the Discord?
Yeah, Jill, you can join the Discord.
Just put it in the FicRec channel.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Jill's in the Discord yet,
but she's on Patreon, so you should be.
If you haven't, we can help. Because we have like a FicRecs channel. Discord stresses you out. That is also fair. You don't have to.
That's fair.
It took me a long time to figure it out.
You can just mute everything.
Yeah. Or you can just talk to us the way you're talking to us. That is A-okay. You can do whatever you want. We got you. Yeah, Discord stressed me out for a long, long time. I was like, I don't like it here. And then I just got used to it because that's how we were talking with like Nikki and Steve and Tony. And I was like, I guess I have to get used to this.
I'm worried about Discord's future because it's going public.
Oh, okay. I understand what you were saying. Okay. Got me
There's
confused.
gonna just be ads fucking everywhere in the interfaces. They're gonna try like improve it. It'll get less functional every time they do it. It's just do you remember what Tumblr used to be like before Yahoo bought it?
Yeah.
I
can't look up anything. Do you know how much I want to read like meta analysis on Tumblr, and I can't because I'm not able to find the can't even find the tag for it. And obviously, and like I know you need the extension to find like posts with dates and stuff like that, but like it's just really hard.
It is hard.
Oops. Oh, where'd the comments go? There they are. Tumblr in 2012. I got you beat.
That was a golden era.
Yeah. I hopped in there in 2010. The old days. Back in the motherland.
I'm pretty sure I was there before then.
I think I was there.
Yeah, I was a little later to it, I think.
I feel like when I was 16, so that must have been like 2010.
I went directly from LiveJournal to Tumblr. So I did make a Twitter and I was like, I fucking hate this place. And then went to Tumblr. And then when Yahoo bought it, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and went to Twitter.
I was part of the exodus from Tumblr to Twitter in like 2016. So I was still on Tumblr for a little bit longer, but it just kind of got like so yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no. I think we're all starting to yawn a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Rain said you mentioned a free tier, people joining the Discord somehow. I think you can on the free tier. I'm pretty sure.
People have.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So reasoning stands that you can. I just don't know how because I haven't done it myself. But I know that like when you go to our page, it only shows you the 2-tier options, but then like in the center, in the header, or like right below the header, there is like join for free. I don't know why I didn't set it up that way. That's just how
they do it. Yeah,
they have it laid out.
I just don't know where the like access to the Discord.
I've got no idea
there, but
I can't just send links to it because it's a community server. And we have like our whole like
admin section,
and I don't know how to invite people and not invite them to the whole thing.
Yeah. So like if you join and you can't access it, just like message us.
And you there's like
there's
Patreon
a step by step. So like you can message us on Patreon if you join for free, I think. So yeah, that's just I think what we've been sending. It's like we don't know, but here's like the troubleshooting.
Yeah, and it's worked for everyone that I've given it to so far.
Yeah. Oh dear. Excuse me. All right. Do we think it's nearly time?
I think it's time.
Yeah. I know we were like, we're gonna go all night, and then I think some of the wind was taken a little out of our sails. But like,
they're all
not in the worst way.
I wish StreamYard had like a is it like a maybe like a like thing for like one of the comments that I'm seeing, so that way you can acknowledge them even though they're not on the screen.
Oh, even though you can't put them on the screen. I think you can star them. I don't know what that does.
Okay, well we're going to test one. Hold on.
So loud.
Yeah, definitely it is time.
Did you hear that?
I did. I heard it.
I'm like, oh, I think I'm hungry.
Yes, Courtney.
Unfortunately,
yes.
What does that do? Does that do anything? Aaron Bobaron. Does that do anything? If I star it?
Hold on. Yeah.
I mean, I see it, yeah.
I don't know if it stars it on YouTube. If they see it, but
yeah.
Oh, Cassie asked if I liked the Flint name drop, like like from Black Sails, maybe.
Oh my god. All right.
Sorry, I didn't even like put those two together, but like
talk about okay, so just a couple things because this is our last regular after episode live stream until next season. We'll still be doing live streams, but I don't know if they're going to be weekly. We'll try to do them. We'll try to do, but they'll be much shorter. Like I think we try to do them before we record, so they'll probably be like 20 minutes to an hour tops. And we obviously won't have like new episode content to talk about, but
that's why we'll put up like polls for
discussion topics. But speaking of polls, we put them up on Patreon. You can join our Patreon if you haven't already. I think a lot of you here are, and thank you so much for your support. There is a free tier where like you get notified for all of our regular posts, which include like we put the links to the podcast episodes and the live streams once they're up on YouTube. And then you get access to the Discord, allegedly. And then we have a $1 tier, which is just if you want to support us a little bit. And then you get access to the Discord still. And then a $5 tier, which is buddies with benefits, and you get
a lot of benefits.
I'm going to talk about the hiatus stuff because like we're going to be on hiatus. You're going to get twice a month a reaction from us to a Ryan or Oliver movie. You will get to vote.
Like their filmography.
Yes. You'll get to vote on weekly or bi-weekly live stream topics. You'll get behind the scenes, like stuff that we cut out from the episodes. The buddies with benefits are getting like a surprise bonus reaction that we're also putting up just for sale. The spill the ET reaction. So benefits. And it helps support us like paying our costs because it is not free to run a podcast the way that we run a podcast. So and we hope that you guys will still talk to us on social media and Discord.
We'll be around all the time. Like
maybe
we'll still be doing rewatches.
Doing our rewatch episodes.
Our rewatch episodes are going to be coming out. We're in season 3. We just put out the tsunami arc, so you can listen to like 301, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
We talk a lot of Buddie in 303. Well, in all of it, but like, you know, the wait for me to come home scene in 303. We love talking about that one.
And someone asked like way earlier, and I forgot to respond. If we had special episodes planned for during the hiatus. We haven't picked out exactly what ones we're doing yet, but we are going to do some mini-sodes on special like micro topics, which like we have a lot of but we have some really fun ideas for it. And that's going to be like at the end of July, beginning of August. But we are going to try and play some serious catch up on our regular rewatch episodes because doing the season 8 episodes has really cut into like our progression with those. And we're happy we're in season 3. We did just start it, but we want to be in season 4.
I can't wait until 309.
I know. I'm very excited for 309.
And 315, obviously.
309.
But so there will be some fun stuff. We'll try. We're gonna be super active like during hiatus still. But yeah.
I will say, and I'm not trying to peer pressure you, Jill, because I know you said you don't like Discord. But for anyone else to incentivize you to join the Discord, whether you give us money or not, that is probably where I and maybe the both of us will be the most over the next couple weeks. Because I don't feel like interacting with the state of things right now. So that's probably where I'm going to be.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I'll probably still be on Twitter at my @ that I didn't put an @ for, but anyway,
it's okay.
But I'll probably be on Twitter for maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll probably start dwindling down, just living in fanfic land until they are back filming again, probably around the end of July.
I should start the fic club that I said I was going to do like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Where I was going to like pick a fic for all of us to read, like it's a book club and talk about it.
Yes. That would be super fun.
Yeah.
Because I know we're always like on our own little like fanfic journeys. Like we're always reading different things. And
I want to reread Dearly Beloved.
I'm probably... I don't know where I am, but that was on my list to start reading next, and to change
the prophecy.
I do need to read that too.
That's
That's a really big one, though.
That's the 200K one.
Listen, I was reading that from chapter 1 as a whip. I never read works in progress, and I was hooked from the first chapter, and it's so good. It's amazing.
Okay.
Peachy, who is the author, is fantastic.
What?
What? Please clarify. I'm so confused.
Like fanficky stuff, or Aaron has the prophecy one open and waiting. It is so good. It is so
July 9th
good.
filming. I know that's right that they're going to start filming right after my birthday because they love me.
I think Trenton
it
said
was
that
debunked.
might be that was debunked.
Yeah, that may not be correct.
It's
It
going to
kind of
be
soon. I thought it was like
I was like, damn. I was actually kind of mad. I was like, because I'll be in LA for that week of July 4th.
Oh, Brew Rose Milk. Stupid people.
Brew Rose Milk is so good.
What? Which one?
Hold on, let me pull it up and see if I've actually read it because I'm so bad at remembering.
Well, anyway,
names. Go ahead, continue.
I think last year they came back around the end of July, so that's probably around the time.
Yeah. They don't have a lot of time off because and that's for filming. So like the crew's got to be there a little earlier for like production stuff, and the writers have to be there even earlier for the writing.
I feel like the writers did come back really quick.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember.
Oh, I haven't read this one.
Oh, Brew Rose Milk is a good offer.
I know.
Send that to me. I don't know. Put it somewhere that I can find.
I think one of their ones that people really like is it Still. I think I've read that.
I read that one.
Read it. I need to read it.
I don't know how you guys remember names of fics. I think I usually read them too quickly to fucking retain them.
I remember names, but I'm really bad at remembering what happens in them.
Me too. And then I'm like reading it. I'm like skimming through. I'm like going through the chapter. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember this.
I'm good at remembering what happens. Like you will ask me, what did you read? I'll tell you the entire fic, and you'll be like, what's it called? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I have the opposite problem where I'm like, it's called this. Can I tell you about it? No. Kenny, if you need something like to make your heart happy, you got to read Ice Cream Before Dinner. That was instant classic. I think everybody needs to read that. That's just like a feel good. I want to reread it actually.
You say feel good, but it is kind of depressing because it's all Eddie POV and he is depressed. So like it's not fluff.
It's the kids that make it happy. Well, not even.
I don't know. I felt good reading that because I was like, yes, this is Eddie.
Yes. But it's not fluffy. If you're looking for fluff, that's not where to go.
I didn't say fluff. I said feel good because it has a happy ending.
Oh, everything I read has a happy ending. I don't have the strength for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the strength for that. And anytime it says an ambiguous ending, I'm also like, no, I can't. I cannot do that.
I generally just don't read the tags. So I basically anything that shows up.
Which Eddie Amnesia fic? Because I feel like I've read them all because I love amnesia fics for them, but
we're gonna have quite the fic conversations on Discord.
I think Alexa should just run the fic club actually for me.
Just like give Alexa a job.
She's an author. She's more qualified than I am.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, but fic book club would be so much fun. One thrilling title that I think is I feel you like a yep. That is a great one. That was a great one. I don't know why I'm saying that. Like I don't think all of them are great, but is that the one where he has the cats and he's a John Doe?
I don't know. I don't think I read that one. But
I'm about to roast you guys on this goodbye.
Oh my god.
I noticed that you're still at us.
Yeah.
I know.
No, which one is it? Alexa, just DM me on Instagram and we can keep talking. Or you can join the Discord and talk to me. Anyway,
we love talking about fic.
All of us to say, we want to keep talking to you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us and you know, with everything that was going on this week and today and all the
last
things.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made
it. We did it.
We're gonna be okay.
Buddies who are going to be okay.
I'm just gonna go watch Thirst tweets. I'm sorry.
I think I might watch us watching Thirst tweets. I think that might make me happy.
Yeah.
We could watch it together.
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
So that we can actually say what we're taking out.
That's actually a great idea. That's what we're gonna go do now. Okay, bye. I love you guys.
Thank you guys for joining us. Love you, bye.